Really good.
Folks, we are live, literally live, from the Westin in Dallas, Fort Worth for North Texas RPG Con, the pre-con. Oh, excuse me, I drank my soda too fast. The pre-con, get it on. If I look more disheveled than usual,
I'll be right back.
the experience to get here.
I'm out.
Uh-oh. The experience to get here took us at the airport at 10:15, 10:20. Got to the hotel around 7:15 because of bad weather. They put us diverted into Austin, and I had to fly from Austin. Listen, just glad we made it here. Um, Folks, if you may comment on the live stream, that's why I'm wearing glasses so I can read them without doing this.
Yes, that's why I went to get my tablet so I can keep up on the live stream.
Oh,
So we're late tonight. Obviously, this is like our usual show. We're about an hour late, but this is what we like to call, really a name for it. It's our annual North Texas Pre-Con Get It On
live
show.
stream,
Live
right.
show. Yeah, we're just here hanging out. Now, if you watched it last year, it was really noisy. There's a lot of people in here, and it was crazy. There's not one person in here tonight. It's eerie.
But there are
It's
people.
creepy.
Actually, though, people are gaming outside in. I don't know what you would call it. It's not the lobby.
There's tons of pickup games going on, man. There's
Yeah.
tons of pickup games going on.
There are some random individuals that are coming in. We went. If we
And we're
should,
going to do our like we did last year. If somebody walks up and
Yes.
and they're an industry human being that we know,
Human being.
well, not a human being. We're going to be really skeptical and probably not include them. But if they are a human being, we're definitely going to probably talk to them.
so are we defining this as a human being? I guess.
I think Ken Spencer's a human being.
All right.
I'm pretty sure.
Well-
I've known him for a while. I believe he's been on our show before. Of course, he's a human being.
Just get a chair and put it next to Mike, and this way.
So Ken just handed me this NTRPG Con special.
Snuggle up against Mike so we can get you.
It's signed by
There
Ken.
you go.
And this is number one. This is Ken's new game that is coming out, and so Ken is here. He's going to tell us about it because he's going to benefit from the fact there's nobody else in here, and he's got all our attention. Ken, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How you guys doing today?
Great to see you.
Welcome to Dallas.
Oh, via Austin, I had to take a detour.
Yeah, I got to Dallas right when the storm hit, so I got to sit on the tarmac and view the
Oh.
airport for 2.5 hours.
Oh, that must have been beautiful.
It's an exciting airport.
Uh,
Lots of rain, lots of people standing around.
So there's a little known sick secret about so there's two airports in Dallas. There's Love Field, and there's DFW Airport. Love Field will go if there's an atomic bomb blast. They don't care if it's raining, lightning, wind shear, dinosaur attack. They go. DFW is the biggest titty babies of all time. If there is a drop of rain, they cancel every flight and they lock down like they've just been told there's a terrorist. I mean, that's just the difference between the two airports. So if you fly Southwest, you're usually okay. You'll get in no matter what the weather is. If you fly American or anybody that comes out of DFW Airport, you are screwed, as you found out.
oh, yeah, I found out today. Although I think I got stuck on a tarmac once for 45 minutes, which wasn't bad. You kind of forget that. But when you go to another city, like, I don't know, 200 miles away from your destination, to have your pilot go, we're going to try to do gas and go. I'm like, what the hell is gas? Oh, get fuel and go. So I was like, oh, geez, this is fun.
Yeah, we sat there with the side of the boarding ramp.
No.
Yes.
What? Why
50,
stop?
60
I
feet
hate
away.
that.
Oh, so what? The ramp agents didn't want to get wet? And by the way, I say this, my son is like a lead ramp agent for Delta, the same company we're talking about. And I don't think that he would be afraid of getting wet. He's complained about it. But
They said lightning strikes were dangerous
Oh.
for the boarding ramp.
all right.
Apparently, they're safe for airplanes.
All right.
I don't know. I don't fly planes. I write books.
Well, you
So-
see, the planes are on ground, or they have rubber tires, so I guess it goes. I don't know.
So the North Texas RPG Con Special 2022 is it's from Why Not Games. It is our preview, our first taste of our new multi-genre OSR system, System 84.
Okay.
And it's done in our ready-to-play format. It has the basic System 84 rules in it. It has advanced rules for vehicles, magic, ancient Martian artifacts. It mashes up the Northland Saga setting that I wrote for Frog God Games
Oh,
with
nice.
The Rocket Age setting, that is the setting that I own myself.
Wait, you own Rocket Age?
I own Rocket Age.
I did not realize that.
You told us that last time you were on the show.
I bought
I didn't click. No, I didn't. Listen, forgive me. I'm a little tired today. My brain is.
I understand.
My brain isn't working on all
this
levels.
This is the first taste. We did it special for this convention. It's limited edition. We just ran a successful Indiegogo to kind of get some pre-orders and send some PDFs
Okay.
out. When the print run is gone, and we've got about 35 left, it's gone. If
Really?
you want
Okay.
after that, it's PDF only.
So wait, Ken, I'm a random person on there. I want one. What do I have to do to get one?
Well, you can buy one at the North Texas RPG Con check-in and also at the Frog God Games room.
Okay.
Frog God
Oh,
Games.
okay.
I'm also a partner and writer at Frog God Games, so I wear multiple hats. Mostly this fancy, nice one that I just bought last week.
Oh.
And you can get it there also. After the con, it will be available on Drive-Thru RPG as a PDF, and there will not be another print run.
Oh, why not another print run?
Because we want to do a limited edition special for this year's convention.
Nice. We appreciate it. Man.
Just for the fans here.
That means you need to sell it because there won't be any more after that. So I was flipping through this and I noticed that, okay, so this can be used with pretty much any genre, correct?
Exactly. System 84 is designed from the ground up to be a multi-genre OSR. It's got the things you're using: armor class, hit points, Vanakin-style magic for some of the spellcasters, character classes. Because this is multi-genre and it covers sci-fi, we're just using species as a general term to a different character ancestry background.
Okay.
And this is the first taste, so you can play everything right out of here in this game. So you can play Rocket Rangers, you can play Norse Berserkers, you can play Runecasters, you can play Iolite Mechanics, Martians, the whole kit and caboodle. We're working right now on putting together the finishing touches and playtesting for a System 84 core book this fall, which will be fully multi-genre. You can do sci-fi, you can do fantasy, you can do historical, you can do urban fantasy, cyberpunk, the whole gamut.
And so when you say System 84, obviously that's giving me this is based in old school 80s type.
It's
gaming.
From when I started gaming, so it's an OSR system. Where we diverge is the character classes are different, of course. Our species list goes far beyond elf, dwarf, halfling, into a variety of options. And instead of a skill system, we have ability score feats. So every one of your ability scores has a ability score feat tied to it. The example I use for those who are used to OSR games and old school gaming is, remember Ben Bar's Lift Gates?
Okay.
Yes.
It's a D6 roll based on your strength.
Right.
We expanded that. You want to do a feat of agility? It's a D6 roll based on your dexterity.
Oh, okay.
You want to do a mental feat? It's a D6 roll based off of your intelligence.
So basically you can figure out anything if you just take the basic mechanisms. Okay.
Basic six ability scores. Exactly. And there's a small variation. You can get bonus dice based on your class, so that way the wizard's going to be smarter. He may have an intelligence of 12, but he's got a better chance of success. So you'd be rolling 2 6-sided dice and hoping to get a success off of one. If something's difficult, penalty dice. We wanted to avoid the whole difficulty class modifiers,
Right.
I'm going to need to access 15 tables to figure out what you need for this chat. It's fast, it's clean, and it's a lot of fun. And it's based on the same game engine that we've all been
do you have any? You write a lot of adventures for other games. I know I've read some of your stuff. Do you have any adventures planned? And if so, which genre or which age?
Well, in the NTRPG Con special, there are many adventures, a small campaign arc, monsters, character creation, everything. You can play exactly out of this book and have a fun time. We will be doing setting books and adventure books for System 84 once we get the core book out. And adapting. We're not going to adapt existing material to it. We're going to create new material.
Oh, nice.
Good deal.
Including, we're going to have a Rocket Age book. We're going to have a Northlands book.
Oh, okay, great.
Some of our setting books that we have outlined are Cold Space, which is a 2022, and the Cold War continues on, but we have the Soviets and the U.S. both have hyperdrive, so it's Cold War, often colonies. Los Alamos County is the working title for a fantasy western.
Ooh.
So instead of taking a European model map and culture for your D&D game,
Mhm.
what if you take the Old West?
So I'm looking at it. So here's what I'm thinking about it, because this has always been cool to me. I'm looking at it thinking, okay, time travel dudes. I want to have a game with a berserker in it, an Old West guy, and a spaceman. I can do that.
Exactly. And we have
Yes,
in
I love
System
that kind of
84 are overarching to mix and match your genres. And what we use in our the con special this year is called the Eye of Worlds. The Eye of Worlds exists in every dimension. It's a portal. It's a Stonehenge. It's a mechanical device, depending on what universe it's in. And it draws and sends out eddies that draw people, suck people, force people, and monsters and terrain into different realities. So you can play it and just go, I'm just going to do rocket. I'm just
Okay.
going to do fantasy. I just want to do a gangster epic,
Right.
roaring 20s. Or you can do we turn down the wrong alley and we end up on Mars. You can do the barbarian and the rocket ranger together. It's a peanut butter and chocolate kind of game.
I like that, because that's kind of hard for a lot of people to work out. Is okay, how can I do different genres all at the same time? I can do Old West. I can do Berserker. I can do Northman. I can do that. But how do I do them all together? How does that?
And that's our goal, is to balance all your class options and special rules for different genres and settings together so that you can mix and match them. I talk about in the intro to this, part of the inspiration is how I used to play in the 80s.
Right.
We got into D&D. We got into D&D with the Larry Elmore cover Red Box.
Right.
And we loved it. And then we saw in the back of KB Toys, Star Frontiers. And we loved that, but we wanted to do them both. So next thing you know, I'm walking around with an 8th level wizard, Malachite wizard.
Right.
That sort of thing. We mixed in Gamma World, we mixed in Traveler. We just kind of cobbled together something.
And then that's very. If you read, like, even the original D&D rules, read the Dungeon Master's Guide. There's rules in there for, okay, do you want to play Boot Hill and
Gamma World
or Gamma World D&D? Here's how you mix together. And so that was always a kind of a gonzo thing about early D&D, was that you had you can have a dragon in your party, you can have a Balrog, you can have a spaceman, you can have one of the big, I don't think it was a non-player character, it was a guy called Merlin, who he had 2 6-shooters, and I think
it was a paladin.
Right.
They did the write up.
But he had 2 6-shooters.
Yep.
It was based on Clint Eastwood, basically.
Yep.
It was Clint Eastwood, and that was so you could they had those kind of characters in early D&D. That's before things were a little wild, kids. I mean,
Right, and Gary embraced the wild industry. He only distanced himself when he realized the wild meant that you couldn't control what was going on.
And I've always felt that a lot of these genres that things get put into, movies, games, books, all of this gets put into their marketing terms.
Sure.
Right.
I always take a look at Star Wars. Star Wars is based off of the hero's journey, which is developed from Greco-Roman men. It is in many ways a fantasy setting with blasters and spaceships.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's still sci-fi and it's still fantasy.
And not only that, the movie was originally based on the Hidden Fortress, which was a Japanese, quote unquote Japanese Western.
Kurosawa.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is there's nothing original.
What? How dare you, sir? Yeah, you're right, but everything.
Yeah,
There's only like 7 stories, right? Or 8 stories.
I think there's 33 standard plots.
33 plots.
Okay.
And then once you're through that, but no, I love that kind of game. I just always thought that's cool because so one of my favorite science fiction books growing up was Fritz Lieber's The Big Time, which not a lot happens in the book. The whole thing is it's mostly just a great idea, and then it's a lot of talking. It would make a great play, but it's about this war across time they call them the spiders and snakes, but they're not really spiders and snakes. It's just a name that they use for them. But the cool thing is they go to all these different times. So they have this kind of way station. All these agents are always there, and you may have a guy from the Old West, you've got a guy from the Civil War, and you've got a guy from ancient Egypt, and then a guy from so you have all these different time periods all come together. I always thought that was just a fascinating idea.
Well, Fafhrd and the Great Mouser at one point go through a portal and an adventure in an alternate post-Alexandrian Greek Hellenistic Greek world. These idea that you have to be this, you have to be that.
Right.
that doesn't apply. I mean, our imaginations are limitless. That's the whole point of role playing.
So how long have you been playtesting this?
Well, we've actually been working on it for 2.5 years. It's gone through several iterations. And this final iteration, we've been playtesting it for about 6 months now to hammer out the last details. And we're continuing to playtest as we continue to finish off the core book, which right now it's a whole lot of just filling in the blanks, writing up the monster list.
Did you try to break the game? Or do you try to
We
break it?
have people to do that.
Awesome.
I always have a group of playtesters who are serious hardcore role players who want to do it every week. And they come in and they try and find textual errors. They try and find problems with the system. But I've got one guy, and his entire job is to read the book, make characters, and make them working with me.
Make that character that will ruin this game.
You see?
A decade on
Now Joe the lawyer just checked in. Say hello.
Oh, Joe.
And Joe is somebody
Yo,
who
Peeps. Come on,
breaks
Joe.
these. But our gaming group is Joe Lawyer, Greg Christopher, Matt Jackson, Tim Shorts, everybody who designs games. So you have, whenever you're running something and we're playtesting stuff with people in the group, everybody's trying to break stuff. We frustrate Rob Conley to all shit sometimes because we try to
You know
break what he's
Rob
got.
Connor's the kind of guy that would be hilarious to frustrate because he's just funny anyway.
We
It's like
are
your magic.
actually looking to pick up some external playtest groups as we near having the core book.
Nice.
You might have one. We tend to rotate the GM DMs every 4 to 6 weeks to do different stuff. So it's a good. It's a solid group.
That's about game size. What's going on with games?
Yeah, there's a conversation going on. Somebody wanted to know about what's going on with game science.
I don't know. Zochi's still alive, so it's still doing something.
Oh, game science. I'm sorry. You said game science. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it had nothing to do with your. It had nothing to do with
It's 8.5 by 11, and it's got like a thickness.
yeah, it's 8.5 by 11, 80 pages.
It's very clean layout too. I like the layout. It's very clean.
Oh, thank you. That is, we went with Kosciuszko Press out of Japan, and they have a layout guy who's in Italy, Giordano Maines, if I got his name correct.
Because Ken, I'm older and my eyes don't work, and the last thing I want is either 8-point type or dark backgrounds where I can't read words. And I like the black against the white, which is basic and it works, and I can read it and I love it.
We actually used used this inspiration for second edition AD&D.
Oh, which I love. those
So
ones,
with
too.
the way
That's
this
great.
is at the top, hold that up to the camera.
Yeah, let's bring it.
Yeah.
We'll bring it in a little bit closer.
Yeah, and the way the tables are laid out in the boxes.
Oh, yeah, that
we used
definitely-
that as a model and said, okay, we want to be like this, but we don't want to copy it, of course.
Right.
And
Inspired by
Giordano
it.
did a great job. And our map guy, I gotta show you the map because the map turned out stunning. Oh, that's the GM's map. I'm not showing everybody. The
No.
No spoilers. Spoilers bad.
Here's the player's map
Okay.
as it shows Mars and Estenford, the Northlands,
No, that's pretty cool.
joined together by the Eye World.
I guess Tesla does make it up there. I mean, SpaceX does make it to Mars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Good going, Elon.
And of course, System 84 is the year I started gaming.
Oh, nice. Okay. You're a little younger than me, though.
A little bit.
Much more accomplished, though, because I am not an archaeologist, nor do I pretend to be. Although it sounded like a cool job. And when I was a kid, it sounded awesome.
It was a cool job as an archaeologist for many years before I decided that I liked working inside because there was no snakes. I didn't have to work when it was 100 degrees. I didn't have to work when it was 20 below.
I think last time we had you, we talked about that. And I think archaeology is a lot of hurry up and wait.
That's all I love.
Which is okay. We found the skeleton. Now we just kind of wait for the people to get here.
yeah.
Well, when you don't expect to find a burial and you find a burial, and then you have to stop everything because now you have to call on the coroner.
Mhm.
And
Make sure it's not recent.
Make sure it's not recent, even if everybody knows it's not recent. The coroner has to still come and look at it. And then you got to call state, federal agencies and wait for them to come down. Meanwhile, you have to guard it because there's artifact looters and
Oh, yeah.
burial is worth more, and it becomes a nightmare. The next thing you know, you're spending your 8-hour shift sitting in a hole with a body.
Oh,
Just
no.
you. Everyone else goes off to
Yeah,
lunch,
they're all partying.
and you're all by
And you're just hanging
yourself.
out, yeah.
And then fast forward, now
I saw the
you're
whole
you're
thing,
writing
yes.
games.
I'm
instead.
writing games
There you go.
about holes in the ground full of dead bodies.
Oh, jeez. So you're basically saying that we're role-playing fantasy archaeologists.
More like the looters.
All right, the
treasure
looters.
diggers,
All right,
but
yeah, right.
I don't think anybody
I-
wants to do a. No one wants to do a real, serious, exact archaeological RPG.
Well, nobody wants to do a real
Joe,
serious.
I'm drinking Woodford Reserve, Joe.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
I was drinking.
Nobody wants to do a real serious like cop RPG
No.
because being a cop,
Oh, here we
most
go.
of your job is
RPG.
no, it's
There we
hurry up
go.
and wait.
Here we go.
And the person I would be discussing that with is not going to make the con.
I know Ty.
Yeah.
Ty had some issues. The way he described to me was he had 3 emergencies, and none of them were personal. They were all lawyer-related emergencies.
Oh, so this is
yeah.
like
So unfortunately, that's what happens. Lawyers have emergencies just like anyone else, I guess.
right, like a doctor.
Which sucks because Ty was going to run some games here. He said he might still show up. We'll see. Like one day.
Well, but if Ty isn't here for the whiskey tasting, that means there's an opening at the whiskey.
There is, and I was going to tell you that. So we have an opening for the whiskey taste tomorrow night, $50 to join. So we'll see. We filled up all the other spaces. So yes, we'll be broadcasting tomorrow night too. Our annual. Oh, wait a second.
Well,
Whiskey tasting.
of course.
Although we had a booze tasting the year before that was actually that's where we did the random weird little.
Oh
bottles.
God, yeah, that.
That was interesting.
But there was no visual on that one.
No, it was just sound, and
It was just
you got to hear us retching and gagging. and
yes,
stuff.
that Four Locos or whatever it was.
Oh,
Fruit
it was
was
terrible.
one. Oh,
Tastes like Fruit Loop. What was my quote? Fruit Loops with battery acid on top.
Yeah.
It was bad. That bad.
Have you tried pralines and cream moonshine?
That sounds
that
decent.
sounds
Although
interesting.
last year we
Scary.
had. Remember last year? What did we have? Eric?
Oh,
During the
wait.
show, we had the apple flavored tequila.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's exactly as awful as you'd imagine, and I'll never forgive Steve Marsh. I don't think. I mean, he's a nice guy.
Last
but-
person that you would expect to
The
be
last
bringing
person.
in.
So the story was, it was a porn star started a tequila company.
Okay, time out. Now, again, Steve Marsh.
Steve Marsh, last person you would think would be, I don't know where he heard about it, but he bought like 3 or 4 bottles because it was going out of sale. Of course, it's one of those crap.
Yeah.
So he bought it at a discount, and he donated one to the con. And Eric and I cracked last year, and I think it might be why I got sick 2 days later. And
It
really
could be.
may have taken.
It
that
could
long
be. I
process.
mean-
it was really bad. Tequila and apple are just 2 flavors that should have nothing to do with each other. No, nothing to do with each other. So that was fun. So I'm actually kind of happy this year because we've got the whiskey tasting, and I'm not planning on drinking any weird drinks this year. So we should be okay. We should be
Well,
okay.
maybe next year I'll bring you some of the pralines and cream moonshine.
That doesn't sound
that
horrible.
sound-
I mean,
that
it's
sound-
local-
It's good. The local nickname is Sad Milk because it looks like milk,
All right.
Okay.
and you're like, "Oh, this is going to be like a milkshake," and it is, but it's really, really strong.
So what if you took that and actually mixed it in a milkshake? I'm interested. I don't know.
I don't know because usually I just start drinking it.
Oh, yeah.
Paul, nobody's bringing apple tequila this year. By the way, Joe, just so you know, we got to Texas via Austin, so I'm drinking water right now, but I'll fix
Well,
that afterwards.
Ty, we were missing you, brother. We understand you had a lawyer emergency, so, but we wish you were here, and we're gonna have to sell. We're gonna have to sell off your whiskey tasting seat, Ty. I mean, there's no twist about it.
Right, because you're not going to be here.
There you go.
Well, not enough time to auction it off, unless you want
That
to.
is we'll
a
just
silent-
do the auction.
Well, that is I'm gonna think about it because I think we're gonna put that in the silent auction
Okay.
because most of the stuff we have in the regular auction are like $800 and over.
Yeah.
Unless you think that'll get about like $500-$600. What do you think? Is Spencer name worth that?
I think so. I mean, personally, it's a storied book. I mean, we decided to do this 8 weeks ago. We actually had to find a printer in San Diego while we were on vacation because our regular printer couldn't do it.
There's been a lot of the printing issue. Tom
Yeah.
Wilson and I had some problem.
So we had it printed in San Diego, and we got home from vacation shortly after it arrived, shortly before it arrived. So it's been, I don't think it'll fit $800. I think it's worth $800.
But it will benefit the
But the
cause.
silent auction,
We'll probably
as long as
we'll do a silent auction. That probably I walked in the front. Gary said, "I need to talk to you about something." Oh, so Ron goes, "No, look what happened. Look, we had a stack this high of donations already, and like stuff like, you're like, oh my god, like just really nice stuff because everybody, like, hey, we heard you needed stuff. I mean, Stefan, Matt Finn, all these guys are donating stuff, and I was like, okay, we have too much stuff this year because Jim Kitchens, I don't know if you saw his post, he announced he brought 6 or 8 things for the item for the auction. Good stuff. I mean, really
Jim
like,
only does
incredible
good stuff.
And then I just talked to Lloyd Metcalf in there. And so for those who don't know, Lloyd is trying to raise money for his dental bills, and which are about $18,000. Well, if he gets half of that, he can get his teeth worked on. Lloyd has just really, really bad teeth. He's wanted to fix his whole life.
Right.
And so the community has been helping him out. He's very close to his goal. He needs about another couple $1,000. And I think we're going to get it for him this week.
Pretty good.
So he brought a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, okay, we'll auction that too. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, the auction's going to have to be like 4 hours. I mean, we've got so much good stuff, and the stuff is really incredible. We have just some amazing stuff. But I told Gary, I said, well, we've got a lot of material for the next few years. I mean, we won't be running out of stuff to auction because we have a lot of really good stuff here. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to Marshall with her, and our buddy, he's like, well, I gave you something to auction a few years ago. Have you ever gotten to it yet? I'm like, I don't think so. I think it's still on our shelves of stuff to be auctioned. So, but we've just got so much good stuff. We have so many great people that come here and donate some really nice stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we want to help everyone out. We want to help out the con.
Right.
We appreciate it. I mean, and we're a small con. It's only 500 people, so we have to do what we do. And so and I want to say this a million times, cons really don't start paying off until they reach about 1,000 people. Right. That's when you start making money because you're talking, say, $8 a person, 1,000 people, $8,000. You can pay off your room, you can pay off your special guest, your hotel, whatever. So when our decision to stay at about 500, we're never going to hit that point where we're like, well, we're just making money out of the fist.
Right.
And we can pay ourselves. We're not going to do that.
I got to go to dinner with Zach.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on.
No problem. We're
Anytime
going to
anytime you want to have me on, I'm always doing something for Frog Out of Wine.
Well, you're always writing something, so we probably
There you
hang on
go.
every other week.
I produce a book on every other
He does. He is very prolific. He's got some good stuff too. So
We love
it was great to see you.
It was great to see you. Thanks for having
We'll
me
hang out
on.
with you all week. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be back.
All right. That was Ken Spencer. Ken Spencer, writer extraordinaire for Frog Guy Games. NTRPG Con special right here.
Yep.
2022. And I
I
said,
it's
I
a
am
first
fascinated by
taste of
time
our new,
travel type stuff that
upcoming,
actually works. It's so hard to make
multi-genre
it work, and this is going to work.
So-
Come over here, brother. Come here. So this is one of our buddies that we have been meaning to do a show with forever.
It's a complete
And we keep, like, I don't know, we just know, this is Mr. Kurt Gold, for those who don't know. He was actually an employee of Watsy, so we have to be very careful to stay around when we do that. He is a huge supporter of the con. He's come, how many years now? Okay.
Yeah.
And he doesn't miss a con. He loves it. And we love Kurt. Kurt's a great guy. So we have been meaning to have a show with Kurt forever. And we just are too lazy to actually
I could be on the convention as myself, as a huge fan of this convention, but limited on what I can, of course, say about Wizards of the Coast. Other than
Right.
we make
I
amazing
know, yeah, I
products,
know.
right?
Right.
And we have a lot of fun with Kurt because sometimes the convention auction features items that, how shall we say, they're not quite legal. And so we have Kurt look the other way during those auctions or walk him out of the room. Like, you know how you get the paladin, and you're like, hey, you're going to torture the orc, and you have the paladin.
Turn away.
Why don't you go down the hallway and
I did bring my diary though.
So last year we had a special where we auctioned a bunch of Kurt's supposed Kurt stuff, and he actually brought it. And so one of the items featured was Kurt's diary, which I'm not sure if it's authentic or not, but it might be.
I think they may have been like something that I wrote down just in deep.
Right. Supposedly he
thought.
left us at the convention years ago, and we found it, and it had a lot of plans.
Like this is brilliant. This was my idea,
Okay.
right? And I thought, like, hire Dave Cook to bring back the classic TSR game, All My Children. Like, is that not amazing? Like,
Is that going to happen?
I think he's here.
He is here. He is here.
I need to talk.
Oh, you might have to.
Maybe you're going to break some news. I think one of your good ideas too was to sue the Hickmans. That was one of your ideas. Because what have they ever done for you? What have they ever done?
It's only up from here. So,
But we had at the end we had a giant picture of Kurt's head on the idol of the player's handbook idol, and I hope that is in a very wonderful spot in your house.
it is actually not, and I need to talk about off-site because I know exactly where it is, and it's in the warehouse.
Okay.
I couldn't bring it back.
Oh.
But yes, that was glorious.
I think I saw that when I was unpacking, and I thought it was a second copy. So that's the original copy. You didn't bring it with you.
Because I couldn't
Oh.
have space.
Well, I would have had it on my wall. I just found it. I can't believe that.
We can auction it again.
No kidding. That's something Satan would do in the midnight auction. I'm going to auction this one more time.
But anyway,
And so you worked for WotC how many years?
I've been there over 22 years.
Wow, that's amazing.
So
God bless.
I'm very pleased to say I joined Wizards of the Coast because of Dungeons and Dragons and my absolute passion for it. And I'm happy to say that I briefly even worked on second editions.
Nice.
I'm supply chain, so in
Right.
my capacity.
You fetched Dave Cook coffee while he worked on
It was effectively like I was moving like Die Vect and Die, that era. Like right
Oh,
before
okay,
third
great.
edition.
Oh wow! All right.
But then seen all the editions since then and been all through that. So I'm in charge of purchasing, inventory control, logistics, all that supply chain back office stuff.
There's somebody
The
gotta
man
do it.
behind the
It's awesome.
throne,
Yeah,
basically,
no kidding.
because without you, nothing works.
Nope.
Yeah, but I adore being able to be there and see all these creations
Right.
firsthand and being able to play test them. It's absolutely
And you've met pretty much everybody that's rolled through the halls, I guess, for the last however many years.
Absolutely. I've been in Chris Perkins' campaign. I've been in Rich Baker's campaign. And so as a fan, I'm just in heaven. Absolutely.
But you told me personally that Kevin Crawford's a piece of crap, right? Am I misquoting you on that? I didn't remember that. Are we on? We're on.
You're on live. Yes. Yes.
Oh, no.
Somebody, please don't quote that.
No, it didn't really happen. That's all made up.
Allegedly.
Well, we were going to plan a show, a Kurt Gould show, where we will talk about very general stuff, no one seems specific, because I enjoy your take on stuff. You have good takes on things. So, and you're a huge supporter of the conference. Right? We appreciate that so much. I mean, and Kurt is a huge supporter of the conference. Really.
This convention means the world to me. And I will state very briefly before I go how important this convention is for me. This convention is effectively like the first week in June, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most years. My wife's birthday is June 4th.
And so you miss it every
God bless
year.
you, my son.
Wow.
But
Wow.
she insists that I go
That
to
is
this
a hell of a
convention
woman. Oh, my
because, and I love her for
Is she
it.
real or is this a made up?
And I met her at Wizards of the Coast.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
okay.
That's
She
amazing.
understands. But she says, when you come back from this convention, you are energized, you smile, you realize why you do what you do, and you're on top of
That's
the
very
world.
true. That's
Yeah.
very true. Yeah, I mean, that really is something you have to every once in a while. Just get there.
Alan!
So anyway, thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Yeah,
and thank
well,
you
we're
for all
great
you
veteran
do.
profit.
And I'm a big
We
fan
are
of
going
the
to have a
show.
Kurt
Oh,
Gould
thank you.
show.
Yes.
Where we'll talk about
How you
all
doing?
kinds of wonderful
Good.
things.
Good.
We'll be allowed to talk about. And we're allowed to talk about probably the lunch that you have.
Yeah, we will pre-screen the questions
Yes.
before the show.
Fair enough. Thank you much.
Yeah, no problem.
Be good.
Cheers.
Alan, come here. sit
Alan,
down.
take a seat.
And we go from one special guest to another. Oh, look at who it is. It's Alan Hammock, game legend. It just happens to be walking
Who?
by.
I don't know who you're talking
Yes.
about. Who?
Good evening.
How you doing, sir? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
I didn't realize you were on live. But
Oh, no, because we didn't realize we were going to be on live either, because it only took me 10 hours to get here.
Yeah, oh yeah, he had a plane delay. so-
Gary is screaming at us to clean up the language.
Oh, did we scream? Did I just scream the
Wait, are there kids running around? Because
No.
holy
There's
fuck,
no
there's
kids
got to be a
here.
I
problem.
came over to crash the podcast.
Oh, well, wait your turn, Gary. Wait your turn.
We had Kent Spencer and then Kurt Gould and then Alan Hammock, and we're not going to follow that up with Gary Oliver. No, get out of here. Oh, well, no, well, great to see you here. We're so glad you could make it back, and I'm looking forward to some really kick-ass having. You're running Boot Hill this year?
Running Boot Hill and Ghost Tower of Inverness, and returned to Inverness and just finished running a Metro board game for Kirk Google.
Oh, wow.
He went in earlier, but he was, beating us in the game. So.
Well, this is informal. We're just grabbing people to walk by. We're
Right.
talking about the con and all the fun stuff we do. So, no expectations here. You can keep Kirk as long as
So when did the check come?
soon.
I see.
As they
The
say.
check is it's in the mail.
It's in the mail. As they
Oh
say.
shit! Nobody signed it.
Well, so for those, just a little bit here. So last year at the con, Alan Hammock gave me a box full of his stuff, and we were going to plan to auction. And here we are a year later, and I've done fuck all with it. but I have the sheets. We are going to start auctioning stuff this weekend. We're actually going to have some of Alan Hammock's personal collection in the auction.
Yep.
And the week after, or a couple weeks after, we are going to have a Alan Hammock centric auction on the North Texas RPG Con auction page. We'll be advertising that. So if you're interested in some really cool Alan Hammock owned items, because who would not want an Alan Hammock copy of Star Frontiers? I mean, come on.
Right.
It's going to add a cred to it.
I appreciate that, and as always, I wanted to make sure this is not a I'm sick and need money kind of thing. This is I've retired.
I still feel very guilty though, because
Right.
that is a long time to have to wait. I am sorry, Alan. This should have been auctioned a long time ago, but as you know, Doug passed away last year. It was a lot of stuff. We had a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
And so this year I finally got my S together, and I've been running auctions about every 2 weeks on the North Texas RPG auction.
I see.
It's been very
Yes.
successful.
Very
And
good.
so I've been kind of pimping. We're going to have Alan Hammock stuff later on in the year, and this will happen this summer. So we've got some. I had not actually even looked at the box for the last 6 months, and I looked through it and I was like, "There's some pretty cool stuff in there." So yes, we're going to have some Alan Hammock centric stuff. So we will probably talk about it more on the show next couple of weeks. So, and I even have cool little sheets that are like, like little. They're not quite as good as Paul Storberg's really kick-ass sheets, but they're, they'll have a signature this belongs.
You could have a better editor on that.
I did, which was Alan. And actually, every improvement you made was great. I was like, wow, this guy could actually know how to write. But no, the improvements were great. So yeah, we have we're gonna have little authenticity sheets and everything. So it's gonna be great.
Very
But I have to ask you about one item that I found there that probably is going to make it to the midnight auction, because I looked at it and I'm like, okay, there's an Esquire magazine in there from 1972.
Yeah.
What is the
What
story
the hell?
behind that? Why is it even in there? Can you explain? Is there something special I missed? Did Gary Gygax have a very early gaming article in the Esquire magazine from 1972?
I kept 2 Esquire magazines from that period. One of them was a great article on Frank Frazetta and some early
Okay,
cosplay.
well, that's game related.
The other one was an Esquire article that had a coverage of a wargaming convention, the Sparta convention on the battleship Massachusetts, that I had.
Oh,
My picture was in Esquire magazine.
Oh, is that
Your-
the one I
your
had?
picture was-
Okay, there we go. Now we found okay. Well, that just went from a $10 item to like a little bit more now, because I was thinking, okay, well, for this mid auction, because it's got to be a joke item, right? I mean, so this is an Esquire magazine that Alan Hammock won now. They're the rest of the story.
Those are the only 2 that I kept. Those are totally different reasons.
So for those kids who don't know, Esquire was kind of a GQ for the 70s, a modern man type of stuff. Here's what, men are doing.
And it was the first time I'd actually seen an actress cosplay Red Sonja, so it made an impression.
I can
on
understand
young
that.
men, so.
No, there you go. As well it should.
Frank Fuller made an impression on this Red Sonja comics, when I was that age. Well, so you're running Boot Hill. What else are you running?
Ghost Tower,
Ghost Tower,
Ghost Tower, and the Metro.
Okay, great.
So yeah, at least one game every day. So maybe play a couple.
And hopefully time to schmooze afterwards.
Absolutely.
Because we love
Absolutely.
schmoozing with Alan. He's super fun to schmooze with. The funny, so I think I've told the story before. So the first couple of conventions you came to, I was so busy. I don't think I said hi to you. I like, oh, well, there's Alan Hammock.
How rude.
So I was so busy. I I didn't say hi to Errol Otis for like 5 years. I finally nailed Errol Otis. Like, I don't think I've ever actually met you, Errol. You've been to 5 years of conventions, and so we finally had like a 30-minute talk. But
Well, everybody told us about that stuck up Mike Bell.
oh, okay, yeah.
Never talks to anybody.
And then, so one night we're sitting around, and there's a bunch of us, and it's way late, and there's booze at the table, and I think the serving girls were there, and it's just a really odd little group. And there's Alan. I'm like, okay, I'll sit down and see what's going on here. And we had the best time. It was, and we drank till like 5 in and hung out and talked. And the first time I ever talked to you, and I was like, this guy's pretty cool. He's got some good stories. Because you're letting us know all the inside scoops of what happened.
North Texas is the latest running partying convention that I know.
Pretty much, because there's been several times when we looked at our watch and said, well, I guess I'm getting up in an hour. Great. If I get back to the room right now, I can get 1 hour of sleep, and then I can be up and have to open my booth up. So yes, that has happened several times.
Very good. Well, I'll let you guys.
All right. Well, great to see you, man.
We're having fun with you, Alan.
We'll talk to you
Good
later.
night, Eric. See you later.
All right, we'll catch you.
There was the great Alan Hannock. We need an applause machine when these guys come.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We have live audience.
By the way, we had the great Matt Fitch here for a second, laughing at my jokes, and he walked off.
Yeah, I guess the jokes drove him away.
But this is why this is such a cool convention. These guys are they're wandering around. I mean, a lot of conventions you got to buy the platinum, diamond, super max badge,
right,
to even get to see these guys. You never get to see them. Whereas this convention, just wandering around. I mean, that's the great thing about this convention.
So St. Cuthbert says, I just went through the event catalog for North Texas RPG Con, and you have some big names running.
Yes,
you got some really huge names running. And as is mentioned in the next comment, some of these big names are going to be coming to cons very long. So your time is running out for a lot of them.
So the thing about one of the things that Doug brought to the convention that was amazing. So the first year we had the convention, I was trying to keep it cheap. So I thought, let's get local guests. It turned out there's a lot of gaming personalities close by. Steve Marsh lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Janelle Jaquays lived in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Sandy Peterson did. Dennis Astaire lives in all. So we had some people in Texas close by. And so we had asked Dennis Astaire. This is my partner in crime, Gary, who is Doug's best friend and is also I do the schmooze and he does the technical. And so between us, we work everything out.
Because Mike is the most organized man in the OSR.
Sure. No. But so our first year, we got Dennis Astaire to come up. He's going to drive from Austin. Janelle was going to come over, and then Jason Braun. Why had Jason Braun there? That loser. But we had Jason Braun. He lived in San Antonio at the time. He was going to drive up.
Right.
Doug just says no. And so Doug calls up Tim Cass, Rob Coons, and Frank Mincer, and asks them to come to our little con. And says, hey, you want to come? We're going to have like 100 people, and they come, and that's kind of how this started. Where we started having these big names at this small con, and we've had Tracy Hickman, we've had Margaret Rice, we've had Larry Elmore, we've had Jeff Easley, unfortunately couldn't make it this year. We've had Sandy Peterson. We've had some very big names, this small little con. And sometimes it's amazing because people are like, where'd you get this thing signed by Sandy Peterson? Oh, he was at our con. What? Sandy Peterson? Well, he lives in Rockwall. He's not that far away. He just doesn't show up to a lot of cons. But so that's kind of a legacy of Doug. Doug was never afraid to ask anybody to come to the con. And I mean, he would call people like Monty Cook and people that stuck in there. Oh, look, this is the hottest chick here at the con. This is Brian's wife, Jordan.
Yep.
And just
way outkicked his coverage on this deal.
Ego is never higher than when I come to this convention. I'll tell you right
Please
now.
come in the range so they can actually see something beautiful tonight and not have to look at our stupid faces.
Look at that. We're ruining our reputation. We actually have.
No kidding. Our rep just went up like 20 points there.
What is this? What am I looking at?
This we're doing a live
podcast.
Live YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Do you have like a YouTube? Do you do like any kind of like influencer stuff?
I am actually. I'm on TikTok.
The things that the young people.
Boy, the kids in TikTok.
I have like 25% followers.
What?
Yeah.
We don't have that.
Okay, we've got 1,300 maybe.
Yeah, 13.
Only 31 right now this minute.
You seriously have 25,000 followers.
I can show you. I seriously.
You've got to be kidding me.
No,
What do you do on there? TikTok's the dumbest thing ever. It's like, holy crap! You have, oh my God, you got 24,000
I
followers.
told
All right,
you.
all right, all right. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
That's
Let's see if
ridiculous.
you know what? It's going to get.
Do you do recipes?
There we go.
I just
Out
posted
there.
so many
Now you know
of
where to go.
myself, like, doing lip syncing and stuff, and
What's the chance if you and I would get 24,000 followers, we posted that video?
You don't look like this.
No.
The chances are nil.
I'm just
It
saying.
ain't happening. Trust me.
Well,
Well, congratulations on
And our nails aren't gonna
thank
do
you.
it
I had
either.
to come say hi.
I
saw you,
know.
and
I'm so glad you got. See, the way Brian was saying it, you weren't even gonna come. So I'm
No,
like,
I'm
that sucks.
absolutely coming. I work from home now, so I'm hoping that
She's
most
working
of
from
the
the
time.
room today.
If you got $1 from
I'm
24,000 followers, you'd be upset you every month. Watch me $1. $1.
I'm hoping that I can be here a lot actually and just work from the hotel room most
Okay.
of the time.
The internet's
So-
good,
Great,
and if you want, let me know, and I'll sign you up for the $12 boosted one.
And if
That'd
they,
be
if they
awesome,
want to
yeah.
see you on TikTok, they need to look for who on TikTok.
That's gonna be. I don't even know if my name is on TikTok right now.
Right now, it changes.
It's Crybaby Piper.
Crybaby Piper on
Crybaby.
TikTok. If
There
you
you
want to see attractive, intelligent woman doing she's probably doing math
God knows
problems.
what.
Math
Wasn't
problem.
down to say anything.
Math.
If you want to see middle-aged men talk gaming, you got me.
Yeah, you got us. And we have 1,370 followers. Which
Yeah, something like
we're
that.
right. We're just right there.
Hey,
We're almost there. We're almost
That's
there.
right there. It's the exact same thing, really.
I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you're here. And my wife wants to say hi to you too when she comes.
Absolutely.
She loves you. Oh.
Oh, good.
She loves Brian. Well, she loves Brian because Brian's kind of that little kid that everybody's like, oh, he's so cute. And so she was happy that he hooked up with you because she was afraid he was going to get some piece of trash. And so,
No,
because he's
he did have one
he's
follow-up.
very happy.
So it's
very
just the
happy.
opposite with my wife. My wife likes her better.
Well, no, my wife loves you.
Yeah,
now that she's better
I'm
because
just saying.
she's like, oh, okay, good. Somebody take care of Brian.
That's really good.
She's all happy.
Yeah. I love being here with you guys. All right, it was nice to meet everybody.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
Yes, all you TikTokers out there, there you go, right there. That's what you need, right there. Okay.
I will see
And
y'all
back
later.
to three
back
fat
to
old
three
white
slow
guys. Sorry, Jens.
Trust us.
Yeah,
You don't want man boobs,
no.
but that's what you got. Okay.
Kind
Uh,
right here.
but
Walk a little.
yeah.
Just a little.
St. Cuthbert. If you come to North Texas, I will run something off the grid. So
So it says Tim
Fun.
Cass stayed on his weekly vlog. This may be his last NTRPG con. He said that also. He's getting too old to travel. So we actually have something special for him this year that I'm not going to talk about later on.
Midnight auction.
But yeah, so we're glad Tim could make it. Tim has not been here since COVID. So and he's getting older, and that's one thing we talk about a lot too. Is that a lot of the reason we have these guys is because they only have X amount of cons left in them. Now we have made a concentrated effort the last few years to get a lot of younger guys. This year we've got Jeff Delaney, we've got Levi Combs, we've got Steve Green. We try to
Skeeter.
Yeah,
I mean,
younger too.
that's kind of scraping.
but we try to have the older guys too because they, like I said, there's only a limited amount of time. As a matter of fact, Dennis Astaire, who likes to come almost every year, he had to cancel this year because of health reasons. And Dennis is in his 70s, and that's the reality of most of these guys. Even Alan was just here. Alan looked great, but Alan had a bad health scare 2 years ago, horrible health scare. So we will continue to have the best of the old, the best of the new for as much as we can, because we want people who are just new into the hobby. 5th edition want them to know where the hobby started. These are the guys that started the hobby. Guys like Errol Otis and Jeff Easley, and they did the art for the early stuff. And then you have guys like Alan Hammock and Dennis Astaire, the guys that ran them, wrote the stuff. So, but we like the new guys too. It's great to have guys like Levi and Lloyd Metcalf and all those guys. And speaking of Lloyd, I ran to Lloyd. I was telling him earlier, he brought a whole bunch of stuff for the auction, so we got to work on it. I'm like, I've got so much on. Because Ken was beating stuff. Was this going to be the auction this year?
We're just gonna have a day of auctions. That's all it's gonna be.
Well, that's what Gen Con. That's what they do. They run auctions all day long.
Guess
We
what?
may be there
Yeah.
because this didn't even put a dent in the warehouse. It didn't even put a dent.
And we were trying to downsize that.
Yes,
We had
we
made
really
a
did.
strategic effort to try to clean up.
I did bring some larger items to make room because I brought the DM screen, which is really
Okay.
cool. That's a big giant box. So we did bring some bigger type items.
We got rid of some big boxes just by emptying
Yes,
some of the big
yeah, we
boxes
did.
that had nothing in them.
We did.
So, but
Just it turned out Doug had the largest tandy collection in
in the Southwest.
the world.
Yeah.
And we found a lot of really nice tandy computers, not stuff we could really auction off, but just really interesting things for tandy computer collectors. So, so we have a tandy computer. It was in a box. It was in another box. It was in another box. It was
Filled
this
with
big.
peanuts, yeah.
And filled with peanuts because they didn't want to break the. So once we tore all the boxes down, we had a box like this
Right.
big. So we filled up the dumpster 3 times cleaning out the garage.
But I will say this, we are very thankful and grateful for all of the donations,
Yes.
and we will use
We
them.
will
It just
use
may not be this
everything.
year, but we will use everything.
Well, also, I'm running the auctions both for something. All that stuff for the convention. It's just that for the convention, we like to keep the more expensive stuff because the thing you said is like, this is not where you get all those
Just like you said last
There's
year,
no bargain.
if you're here for a bargain, get out.
Yeah, there's no bargain.
So-
It's the creme de la creme of collecting stuff.
But we, again, we are very grateful and very thankful for
Yes.
every donation, large and small, and we will use them all. And
We use everything, even I had a guy a couple years ago drop off some comments. Well, we use them all. I mean, anything. A guy last year dropped off a bunch of dice that I still haven't gone through them all yet, but it's just a bunch of old early dice, and so we'll eventually auction those off.
Yeah.
Everything will be used. We're like the Indian hunting on the plains and the buffalo. We're going to use every piece of the buffalo,
That's right.
and we do. We get every.
Nothing goes to waste.
And then if it doesn't really fit in anywhere else, it goes to the midnight auction. And the funniest part is sometimes I put something in the auction. It's just kind of a piece of junk. Okay, this is being awesome. It's a piece of junk, and people will start bidding on it, and you'll get something that's just like a. I think one year I had a lanyard from like Gary Kahn, and it got like $150. You're like, why are you bidding on this? It's a lanyard from Gary Kahn.
Or just like, twizzle sticks. Now, one year we had someone who donated a pink unicorn something,
Right.
and we put it on the auction. And Doug immediately bid $100 because he was going to give it to his granddaughter, and then nobody bid against him. So it was just like, and so it just ended there.
Could have
So,
been $10 and he won it. But no, I bid $100. Nobody.
and then everybody's like,
Okay, I guess that's Doug's. Well, Doug's
That was
the
easy.
funniest thing when we did the bid auction was something people wouldn't bid on it. He would stick $100 bid on it.
yeah.
Oh God, yes.
And so of course then you have to bid at least $50 because you're gonna get $100 bill on the book. Or actually, you put a bill there and show it to me, I go, I think you should bid about $90. You're still gonna make $10. And oh, here we are.
Finally just got here.
God.
George, who often appears on our show.
Hi,
Here
Gary.
it is. Here it is.
Nice.
Good to see you.
You
Here's
too.
the legend. Come sit
Take
down.
a seat.
My stuff's all sitting out there, but that's
So
okay.
We won't keep
You're
going.
on the show now. We're on the show.
Oh my God.
No. Come here.
I don't
Sit
do
down.
cameras.
So anyway, that was Kim George. For those who wonder, the person who sometimes pops on our show, that was her right there.
Right.
Kim George.
That's probably like 50% of our female
Yes.
listeners. Tammy, you're
Kim,
there.
you're like 50% of our female listeners. You and Liz Stewart.
Oh no, wait, no. That Liv would make 3.
Yeah,
I think
we have
it's at least
three.
three.
We have 3 female listeners.
Yeah, I'll probably watch this new show if there's nothing else to do.
Well, good to see you, Kim.
So Kim was also somebody whose flight got diverted. I think she went to
Yes.
Wichita, Kansas, or something like that. Because weather in Dallas apparently.
So when Cameron's whiskey tasting, we're going to have Cameron's whiskey tasting.
Right.
So,
So here is the game plan as I envision it. We will have this camera, right, which will probably be I don't know. We'll see how we can do it. We might have to push it back. It might be me, Mike, Chris, Gil, and Rachel, whatever, or just 2 of us or 3 of us. And then I'm going to have my iPad Pro as a second screen, and that screen will follow faces. All right, so we'll pass it around as it's people are telling them. It'll be an
it's
experiment.
going to be great.
It'll be fun. Now we'll have one mic, so when we pass it around, we're not going to pass around. I don't know because it might give us feedback.
Well, remember last year, so I don't know if you ever watched the video from last year, there's a lot of like background noise because there's so much talking going on.
Yes.
Because it was very noisy. It wasn't quiet at all. So there was There was a lot of background noise.
Will the empty whiskey bottles be signed and then auctioned? I don't think they're going to be big enough to.
I don't think Chris brought the empty bottles.
No. So these little taster bottles, and they're just.
It's like a professional whiskey tasting. We're gonna have these little taster bottles, and we get to write down, how I taste a hint of lemon and caramel.
Yeah.
And some undertones of oak.
Yes.
Yeah.
I taste burnt oak. Tammy, we'll try to grab Kim later on. She got here
I know.
2 hours after, or almost 2 hours after Rich and I got here. And I know we're trying to bring Rach, but right now Rach is probably up in the room recovering or finishing off her.
I'm still
her project for yoga.
24,000 TikTok followers, and we can barely get 1,300.
Color your nails, man. Oh, you need green nails, and maybe we'll get there.
24,000. We can hope for that. I mean, hope. I got hope in one hand and scoop in the other. What's going to fill up first?
Paul, also there are plenty of whiskey tasters out there.
Yes.
Whiskey Tribe. If you go to YouTube, you look up like Whiskey Tribe. That is an amazing YouTube channel. I'm an amateur whiskey aficionado.
We're not going to be that professional. No.
We don't have that in us.
No.
So.
By the way,
Are you going to do a drive-by, Kim?
Yeah,
you had a request.
I didn't warn me.
You had a request to come to the show.
Yeah, Tammy.
Right there, Tammy. Bring her back. She needs to represent. So,
hi, everybody.
So what we have here is 1/3 of our female audience, Kim George, who we're so happy to see because there's actually a woman watching our show besides my wife and Rachel and Liz Stewart. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Even Olive doesn't even pop on our show.
It is Wednesday night, isn't it?
It is.
When did you guys start?
Well, we started late because his flight memory.
Yeah, I know.
He had
It
the
is
same
late
thing.
too.
Yeah, he had the Austin. Did you go to Austin too?
No, we went to Wichita because Austin was
dear
filled.
God.
Austin was filled. Everything was filled. So we had to go fly back to Wichita.
Oh, boy.
And then fly back out.
Well, at least we got back out, right? At least
We
we're
did
here.
get out, but then we got here and there was an emergency on our flight while we're sitting on the tarmac. We had a medical emergency.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow, so you
bring the paramedics on and everything?
They did when we got to the gate. They actually
Wow.
expedited our gate because somebody did have a medical
That's like a
emergency.
that's like a
I'm gonna have a
trifecta.
heart.
She
I
didn't
always
look
tell
good.
I always tell my wife, if I can't, I've talked to her, like I said, I will have a fake heart attack. It will not bother me one bit. I'm not healthy anyway. I will get inside.
I'll look believable.
I will get off this plane somehow. Remember the old days when people used to be on the plane for 8, 12 hours and they would set up on the tarmac and I was like, no, I'm not.
I don't want to call those old days because
I get this.
I've got to say the one time that I was on the tarmac for 8 hours, they were still, they were passing out drinks.
Right.
Now if they do that, okay, we're talking.
Yeah, because it was a happier time.
But
People
the
didn't
benefit-
go. People didn't go nuts.
They wouldn't
No,
do that.
you can't do that on the tarmac.
I asked, and they would not even at the gate. We were off in the air, seriously. And I flew in on first class, and they didn't have any food.
What?
So thank
That's
goodness
the whole
I
point of
ate
first class.
lunch in Milwaukee before I got
Wow.
Thank
We
God.
appreciate your suffering and your that led to you coming here.
They have rules now. I think it has something to do with when they're on the ground.
No alcohol.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they're subject to local rules, which would mean they'd have to have a license,
They have to park
which would mean that everybody that was providing you a drink would have to be, have whatever qualifications,
the famous
which
case,
varies from state to state,
so they
city to
changed it
city,
now.
and
You
city to
can't sit
city.
on the tarmac. Now, the famous case, I don't know if you remember this, was the plane that was left the tarmac and the flight crew and the pilots and the stewards left. And they were just there, and they finally got out and started walking around. They walked in. The airport was actually closed. They got off the plane, started walking around, and finally, a security guard said, "Where'd you come from?" Like, we're on the plane. He goes, "There was people on the plane because they left. Everybody left." And that was the famous case that they passed. The Congress passed that you can no longer sit for longer than whatever.
Right. You can't abandon your customers.
When we got to Wichita, we were only sitting there for maybe an hour. Okay, an hour on the tarmac. Well, actually at the gate. And then they finally decided to let people off. So they started letting people off, and they just told everybody, "We'll come back in an hour. That's probably when we'll be leaving." Halfway through people disembarking. They said, oh, well, actually, we're going to be able to, leave earlier, but then half the plane was gone. And so they had to wait for people to come back.
Right,
And
of
we waited
course.
for one guy.
You guys live?
One guy
Yes,
for
we're
30
live.
minutes.
You live right now?
We're live right now.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say hi.
Oh, no.
I'm glad you made it in. I heard
So
your
I'm
flight
glad
got
I made it
delayed.
in too.
Yeah.
Mr. Shane Stacks here too.
Hello,
Hi, Shane,
hello,
I'm Kim.
hello.
Kim, who is our very small demographic here. We like to support our female demographic. So you've done demographics on our channel, which is
Yes.
hilarious. You send it to me. It's like, it's exactly what you think. It's like every old white male between the ages of 35 and 50. I mean, that's
Yeah,
and we have
54.
like 0.03% is 50.
Yeah, we're a grog mart.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. That is. That's Kim.
I'm going to age out of my own demographics when I turn 55 in July.
Well, but you're a
Let's get
unique,
frank.
you're in a unique demographic in and of yourself because you're a retired NYPD police officer
Yeah.
who also hardcore RPGs.
Oh,
That
yeah.
can't be very common.
No, and it was when other gamers found me on the job, it was always like,
Yeah.
I haven't played since high school. I'm like, it's gonna be a good conversation or a bad conversation.
North Texas.
They're like, oh, I really miss it. I'm like, oh, it's a good conversation. All right.
I'll catch up with you guys. And
So
I'd heard your flight was delayed, so
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
glad you made it in.
So
Hey, what was it? I was trying to remember the other day. Remember when we played the Star Wars game with the, I think it was the aliens or the predators running around?
It was the aliens and was the alien? It was
And
both.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
both running around. Was it your nephew that was in there?
No, it was Glenn's nephew.
What was it that he said that was so
Oh,
funny?
I-
Remember he said something about the radio, like, it was some classic,
It was something about where are we?
yeah, it was some absolutely classic RPG moment.
Yeah.
Let's have some show
God.
around here. So I got my show here. He's got a show
I don't know.
here.
You might have to ask
So
him if
Glenn
comes tomorrow.
Here,
See if
Con,
his
right?
nephew comes.
I've
All
seen
right,
you.
y'all have
Oh, his
fun.
grandson, I mean. His
All right,
grandson.
let's catch you around.
Yep.
That's all I've ever gone. I think that's all I've seen.
Yeah, North Texas, and I think
You don't
that's
go to Reaper Con. You don't go to Reaper Con. Okay. You also go to Total Con?
I haven't been told.
What about Chaosium Con this year? Did you
I
go?
would have liked to have gone.
I think I'm gonna go next year.
So
I'm pretty sure.
maybe, yeah.
What are the cons you go to? Anything
Just
else?
in here, so the three.
Oh, wow,
so
that's
Gary
great.
Con, Game Hall,
The
and
third, the
North
big
Texas.
three. That's the big three. Yeah, you did it. You punched the clock.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, I finally made it here.
We're so glad to have you here. I mean, God.
What
This
did
is the
I
first
buy
time you've
my
ever been here?
Yes.
What?
I
You've
bought-
never been here before?
No, I bought my.
Oh my
So I
God.
bought my ticket like in 2019. For some reason, I couldn't come in 2019. We all know why.
Right.
Oh,
And then we had the year of the
We're so
COVID.
glad to have you here. Oh my gosh, we wanted to have you so long. You're gonna have the best time.
I know, that's what everybody says.
Yes.
I mean, you walk around, look at all these guys, look at all these, you know everybody
I
here.
know a good
You're
person,
like,
people, yeah.
You know, except for the guys in the hallway. that did-
And then you
Oh,
know
who the hell is she?
Who the hell-
What's
that lady
she
want?
doing here?
Tell her
She's
to get
certainly
lost.
doesn't belong
Well,
here.
I forgot this is the first time you've ever been here. I was so glad. Well, you're gonna have a good time.
I know.
You better have a good time.
I will. So I need to go.
All right, well, we just wanted to say hi to you because
Hi, everybody.
you're our
Good to see you.
You're our female listener. We'd like
Good to see you.
Oh, I'm glad you made it.
Yes,
Rach?
great to meet you.
She's up in the room now. She might be passed out by now. She was going to finish her documentation for her advanced yoga training, which she wanted to do on the plane, but then because everything was going on, she didn't have the energy to do it. So now she was working on that, and she wanted to give Mike her own time.
My work spouse.
Right. So she's like, you and Mike always have your own time on Wednesdays. I don't interrupt when you guys.
Sweet.
She is.
Yeah. So
She's an awesome gal.
she'll be around.
Well, my wife actually watches all our shows, but she just never comments.
And she
gets
apparently
ready
doesn't.
later.
Wait, time out. And apparently she doesn't log in because she doesn't show
No,
up.
she doesn't log in, but she watches every
She's
show.
anonymous.
She's
Yes, and
anonymous.
She doesn't help our ratings. Not at all. She doesn't help our
Well,
ratings.
she doesn't have our
She just gives a
demographics.
thumbs up and a subscribe.
That's right,
She won't
you
do
There
it.
you go. Everybody, thumbs up,
She's
subscribe.
watching now. So.
All right,
Um,
I'll see y'all
All
later.
right, bye, Ken.
Bye.
Good to see you. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Quick catching up on the chat. George, yes, this is the vending room. At one point, I'll take my phone and do a video
We're
of
in
the
that corner right now with nothing going on. These tables are empty, but
Yeah.
there's some tables. Ben Burns has his table set up there. I've got
I'm
my
not.
table set up
It's going to
here.
be a hard. I'll go around with my phone
And there are
tomorrow.
Black Blades set up over there. They've got their good stuff
Yeah,
there.
so I'll do a video and I'll put the video up.
It's
In
not
addition to our live.
It's not a very big vendor room. I think we have 15 or 16 vendors, but it has quality. The quantity might not be great, but the quality is
Yeah.
incredible. We've got some really, really good vendors here.
Robin, yes, I know. Fad's coming. If he arrives on Friday, we'll take good care of him. Yes, Tammy. Kim came back. She was ready for it this time.
Yeah, we took her by surprise. We're sorry, but we had to give it props.
Oh, so all right. The Dungeon Delver, their chat mentioned North Texas and Emperor's Choice earlier.
Oh well, the Dungeon Delver, that's Bill Sylvia, I think. So I think he had somebody on that's a guest star con. I think he had maybe Matt Finch. I think this week he had somebody on, so that they probably talk about our con.
All right, I'm with the North Texas Dream Team. Cheers and happy gaming. Thank you, Robin. If I'm doing this because I gotta see my invisible bifocal so you can see what I'm. Otherwise, this laptop's just too far away.
24,000 followers. What are we doing?
Apparently everything. Tenkar is timeless. Yeah, three. Let's Kim, Rachel, and Tammy. But no. Mike's wife also watches, but she never.
She doesn't log in, so it doesn't
log
count.
in.
So it's not even registered. She won't log in. She just watches it on YouTube.
Yeah, so we don't.
She needs to get. I don't even think she has a YouTube account. I think she just watches it on YouTube. So she needs to get a YouTube account and give us the thumbs up so we can.
There you go.
We can totally skew the measurements there.
Wasn't it 98% men, 45 to 55? No, not quite. But if you go from 24 to 54, it was 90% males in that category, and then 7% males older, and then no really old males, and like no
young people. So
no young
have
people.
The worst demographic ever. That's the worst demographic.
We have to bring Ben Barsh on
just to skew the numbers.
Just to skew, and maybe we'll get some we might get some young women just because he's eye candy for us.
We've already had 2 women on tonight, and that blows our statistics off the map. And one of those women is under 30. So
James, I'm sorry for making you feel old. Like I said, I age out of the main category on my birthday in July. So, there you go. And David, yes, you get to be one of the youngsters at 43.
We would have Jordan on every week for like her TikTok update, maybe.
Oh.
Like a 5-minute TikTok update. So,
I think that people tune in for 30 seconds.
They tune in. Yeah, they would crossover.
Oh, it's a crossover. Yes. See, we can appear on her TikTok and the.
Sure.
Because the majority of her viewers are our demographic.
She would lose 5,000 subscribers like that. Like, absolutely like that.
Skeeter, you going to come over, man? You going to come over?
Are you guys doing Tenkar Tavern right now?
We're doing Tavern Chat.
Yes.
We're doing Tavern
Chat. Oh, I love that shirt.
Look
at this guy.
Look at this. That's called Skeeter.
Yeah. That's called Skeeter.
I'm gonna sit here.
It's an item. It's sort of a thing.
Sure.
It's kind of an animal.
Is that edible?
Yeah, it is.
It's edible, but it's not inedible.
Right now.
Trust me,
I am like, oh, man.
I'm tempted. She just looks at me.
It's not the
These
edible.
were the Hobbit. They had a name on. They were called like the Hobbits. Footprints or something. I don't know. I mean, they did it all out for us. You see the crap they have out there?
Looks like you brought some of the crap back with you.
Oh, yeah. And these are all wrapped up and they're called like halflings footprints. And they have this, I mean, it's like, what's going on here? And then Gary reminded me our contract's up this year. So we're trying to.
That's
Why is that a fucking halfling's footprint?
I don't know.
Where does that even come from?
It's
halfling's feet are gross.
I thought it was a cow patty.
It was good.
It's tasty.
It's like a chocolate chip cookie.
It's keeping my blood sugar high, which I don't really need.
So it's like a chocolate chip cookie?
Well, it's not quite because it's got oatmeal in it.
It's a chocolate chip cookies with pieces of the nuts, and if you want it to be inedible, it's edible. I don't know if it's inedible.
Yeah, no, I don't know at all what you're implying.
Joe, Joe, if you're still watching, maybe you want to comment.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Edibles are okay in Kansas, but the other stuff isn't, which it should be. It should be.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
We are not sugar daddies.
This cookie is a halfling's foot.
Huh? George DeRosa says hi.
This is part of the studio.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, that's all we need. Hopefully, fires are sugar days. That's exactly what we need. So we had. Did you? So we had Brian. wife Jordan on. Okay, she popped on because we're two ugly old men and we had a hot.
I couldn't figure out who the fuck you were talking about. I was thinking, what, the dreadlock dude?
No.
No.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, well, yeah.
I know.
Who's better looking than him?
That's why I took a minute in my brain for that to work.
She casually mentioned. She's got 24,000 TikTok followers, and we're sitting here scraping over at 1,300. And don't even talk about I'm about to say your show. Don't even talk about that. You're scraping like 30.
We don't even have constant. It's always just
whoever's saying
You just happen to watch that.
By the way, where is GDZ? Because I love you. I love you. I do love it. It's great. I love it there. Because you talk about me sometimes. I love it.
We talk about both of you guys.
Yes. Where is it?
We don't have any of our own content. We just watch your show and leave it off and do it worse.
Where is it and when is it coming back? Come on, man. There's a need. There's a need for it.
I will have to discuss with my platonic life partner, Zach Laser.
Oh,
You're
see?
going to have to make him do it.
See,
Lazy.
wait. And you're my work spouse, so you see, they stole that too.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, this is on the interwebs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. I have a Kickstarter.
Oh,
no. Really?
Yes, I do have a Kickstarter. Valley Out of Time, part 3 and 4.
And by the way, I got your last digest, which was Valley Out of Time 1 and 2. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Do you like dinosaurs? Yes, you do. You love it.
Everybody does. Do you like Halfling's Footprints?
Do you like cavemen and you're in a valley and there's dinosaurs in that valley and you gotta get the fuck out of the valley because dinosaurs will eat your ass?
Or
yes.
Wow.
Whoa.
That
Taking out of
I didn't
context.
expect that to hurt.
Yeah.
Maybe these really are animals.
That was a cliffhanger right there. Or maybe you don't try to escape the valley and you take over. Maybe you try to start taming dinosaurs.
Good answer. Yes. So these are digest size also.
Yes.
Digest size, which is great.
So parts 3 and 4 are 50% plus 50% larger than 1 and 2. So
Was it 50% more better?
well, at least 50% more content.
All right.
And part 4 comes with not 1, not 2, but 3 warning posts for certain encounters. So read the encounter before you run it.
Now that's what I like about that's the old Steve Ritter right there.
Hey.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I like that.
David Bensack said he forgot the backs. Now he's back.
Yes, definitely head over there and back. I think I'm back. Did I have an
You consider it?
If I have, I think I have. I usually, if I see a friend,
I don't know,
I click it
maybe.
and back it.
Maybe
Sometimes
yes,
I forget my,
maybe no.
Sometimes I forget my password. I can't.
Yeah. That,
Oh, see, that's my.
men of your age.
I took Kid Spencer.
That's-
I forgot my kid. No,
But
I
wait.
love you, Ken. Love you, Ken. I'm just joking.
I have to pick those up. He brought those.
There's one right there. You can't have it. Number one.
I feel like I can take it because I'm probably faster.
Oh, you're definitely faster than me. Well, I don't know.
But you're not allowed. You're not allowed to
Oh, you
take
got
it.
new knees now. Oh, your knees
No. I'm just
fat.
cortisone shots.
Oh,
And yes,
I'm very.
we are fat.
Oh, but
That is going to be
it's
the
1/3 of our.
ugliest race ever.
So another third of our female audience, Kim George is already on the show, and we were just talking about this person, and here she is.
Oh, you guys got to get on.
Yeah. Here she is, and here is another guy. I don't know who he is, but he knows Liz Stewart, apparently, because they're holding hands. Yes, Liz and Mike Stewart.
There you go.
Come on, get down here.
Don't tell her husband. That's
So-
all I ask.
We were just. Oh no, we would never tell that guy. Liz Stewart and Mike Stewart, and they are still doing the wonderful podcast. Save for half.
I was gonna say yes.
I keep wanting to say Save or Die because I just Save or Die was so many years and it's just ingrained in my head.
Oh
I
my
keep wanting
gosh.
to say Save or Die.
We still say
Flip
or
every
die
now and then,
sometimes.
But Save for Half is really good, and although I am like so far behind on episodes, so I know y'all just dropped one not that long ago.
Yeah, that long ago?
Forgot to drop Dallas the role playing game.
Oh, I saw. Yeah, that was the one. Okay, I was looking at the yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Her?
Dallas. Yeah, Dallas the role playing.
Well, I remember it, but I mean, an actual episode about it.
Yes. Yes.
So Save for Half, they study things like that, and they do a show on. That's what's so great about Save for Half. Is because Save or Die was all about BX, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was about BX for like 8 years. And so after a while, like there's no more BX to talk about. I mean,
Oh, there was still
there was tons of stuff to talk about.
well, Mike had already dissed every gas module, like how much he hated each one. So yeah, that was already.
And states. Yeah.
But so that's the great thing about Save for Half. They're moving out. They're doing other games and other systems, and so you know what they think about BX now. Now you're gonna get to find out what they think about other things too. And I'm always jealous. How do you get John Peterson like all the time? You just like call him up and he just
Well, we're just awesome.
you must be
Fair enough.
because we had to work for like a year to get him. He's like, talk to my secretary. Yeah, whatever. You know.
You see, we get him to talk about fanzines.
Oh, because he loves.
to talk about
Okay.
fanzines. We get him on to, hey, we're going to talk about fanzines.
We did a show about the Game Wizards. I mean, we did a Game Wizard show. So.
Fanzines.
Fanzines. Okay.
Fanzines. 70s fanzines.
70s fanzines. He had a good column though. What was the column he had the other day about oh gosh, I forgot it. It was great.
It was so great. You can't remember what it was.
He just did a column. Damn it.
So great, you forgot all about
Okay.
it. Sure.
Stop.
It's amazing the people that wanted to buy the table.
Yeah, I just came to heckle.
Oh,
I'm leaving.
we have
Look, you
hecklers.
see, we have. You do not heckle these two. So just
These are like the two nicest people in gaming.
That's what I'm
Michael
saying.
Gross and the other
They're
one.
our shield. They're our shield.
No, okay. No, I'm dead serious. You think, well, you're funny, you look around, you laugh. But, no, but you think that I'm lying. I'm not. I've worked with a lot of them.
Oh,
you guys are winners.
Honestly, Steve Marsh is the nicest individual.
No, he's kind of, he could be really, you can, don't trust him.
You don't know some things about Steve Marsh that we know. No.
Steve Marsh
You do not
is
know
a
what he
sweetheart.
donated to the Midland auction this year.
He is a sweetheart.
Shocking
and I
is
will fight
just the least.
anybody who says otherwise.
Okay,
So I got a box. It's from Steve Marsh for some donations. So I'm looking there. There's some his BX model, the stuff he wrote. And I look and I pull this one down, and it is a male in a bag. It's black leather. And I pull it out, and it's extremely gray. My brother wouldn't even wear it. That's how bad it is.
I refuse to believe that.
So I call Steve Marsh. Like, I just opened an interesting package from you, Mr. Marsh. Like, can you tell me the history about this? And so it was interesting history. It was part of a devil costume that somebody he knew had, and they refused to wear that part because it is obscene. And he thought, hey, I know Satan. So he bought it, and so he said it to me. So it will make it
be
appearance.
wearing it this year.
Hey, Bad Mike, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Good to see you.
So he will be they'll probably be buying it in the midnight auction this year, right? I mean,
Oh, sure,
I assume
sure.
Mike needs another pair of Speedo underwear.
Another
Black leather.
Come on.
Another black leather pair.
I got actually the elephant one. I don't get anymore. Seriously.
Okay. Well, somebody else can bid on it. But that was so he has the dark side. Let me tell you, 'cause I don't know what party he was at. Where somebody had that item. Okay, it was just like, hey, I've got an extra Speedo here, and Steve Marsh's like, I'll take that. I mean, so think about this. This is
Maybe his wife bought it for him.
that's still dark. That's still dark. So yes. So anyway, the John Peterson article was on EA Chronicles of a Dying World, and the reason that was of interest is we auctioned one off. So this is actually a good story. I don't think we've told this on here. So this is a very rare world book that came out in the early '80s. There's probably only like a couple hundred copies of. A friend of
Memories of the first thing.
Matthew Teets, a friend of Matthew Teets, wanted to auction a copy. He thought we'd get about $100,
Okay.
and we said no. It's going to get way more than that for her. So it ended up going for about $3,500. Now the best. Here's the great. So the North Texas got 20% of that for auctioning it. The best part was Matthew Teets had a copy himself, which he donated to the second bidder, which was or he sold the second bidder, which was Steve Getty, and Steve with the admonishment that all the money had to go to Texas. So we ended up getting that the whole $3,500.
Awesome.
So, anyways, but if you're interested, John Peterson wrote an article about IA, Chronicles of Dying Worlds. So he's Johnny on the spot. I mean, he wrote that because I had that for auction. So
Dave Betzak has a comment.
oh,
I can't believe with Jim on save for half, you guys haven't done DCC or MCC.
Well, the way we set it up is we do a rotate. Everybody gets to choose a game.
Okay.
We go around and around, and there are plenty of games.
Oh God, there's
about
a ton.
Yeah, it's just it's never come up. I don't know why.
I think both Jim and Mike have been a little reluctant to
Do
their own games on the show.
Oh, of course.
So, we haven't done Victorious for that same reason. And I don't know if we'll ever get around.
and it's not a very good game either. So I mean, I won a 3 cast.
I was about to say.
Let's face it. I mean, there was nothing running against you.
But it's better than the one you wrote. What was the name of that?
I'll look for it and I'll get back to you when I find it. It's here somewhere. I laid it down over there. It's over there on the table.
Yeah. Sold out.
It was
all sold out.
It was about
Yeah.
cavemen or something. I think it was cavemen. I can't remember.
In Speedos. Yeah. Skateboard Speedos.
No, actually, Victorious won the 3 Cast Award for Best Games out of the Year. What, 2019, 18? So yeah. So it is an award-winning game. Yes, Victorious, and it is a really good game. Are you running it this week?
Yes.
On Friday.
Full costume.
Nice.
And
Full costume?
Yeah.
Tom Petty hat.
And Liz,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm there. I love the Tom Petty hat. It's so
Tom Petty hat.
Come on
Yeah.
up. Come
Liz
on up.
made
We'll
cookies for the
find a
tea.
spot for you.
Oh my gosh, that's right. They make snacks for their. Okay, look. They put this is a bad name for anybody who runs games because they have snacks. And I see when you play your D&D games, you'd always fix food, Liz. You're fixing like chili or
Oh my
cookies.
gosh, yes.
Okay.
I kind of have to when we play games at our home table. I like to eat, and if there's nothing but junk food, I will eat nothing but junk food for the entire game session. So I try to make something that's at least vaguely like real food, so I can eat that instead. Because I can't run or I can't be in a game and not eat. I just
You
can't.
got a nervous energy. You got to keep going with those figures.
I
understand.
graze the whole time.
We have at the North Texas warehouse, we play once a month. I have a big giant snack box back there, and it's got chips in it, which, so the little bags of chips, like Lay's and stuff, whatever. So, every once in a while, if I'm hungry at the warehouse, I'll grab a bag of chips, salty, kind of, whatever. I fill it up before game day. We're talking like 32 bags of chips. At the end of the day, there's like none. What the hell? It's a little tiny bag of chips. Why didn't you eat 16 of them? I mean, all my friends they eat all my chips. They're all gone. I mean, come on,
That's what friends are for.
to eat all my snacks.
Well, that always has been.
Have they bought any snacks? No, they don't bring snacks. They just eat my
Why
snacks.
should they? They know they've got all those chips there.
That's true. That makes sense. It does make sense. They drink all my beer and water too. So.
Oh, wait, that's bad.
No, this is not turning out.
They got to bring the beer at least.
Are y'all now? I haven't seen you post for much about your campaign. Are you still playing campaign, guys, or you played for a while, or?
We are in a second edition AD&D campaign that our friend Alex Lunsford is running. And Mike is
Lunsford too.
Yeah.
I love Lunsford.
And Mike is running an online campaign.
Moral Project.
Moral Project!
Oh my
I love
God.
Moral Project. Are you running by the book Moral Project, or are you doing some
Fourth
tweaks?
edition. I'm doing, the combat is like I deal with the bleeding a little differently because it's so nitpicky.
Right.
But other than that, I'm staying.
I love the Moral. See, I love Moral Project because I thought it had a really good setup. I thought of all the post-apocalyptic games, it was one you could jump right into because it had a really good setup.
It made sense, but it had a good fictional history to it, which is why I own it, because a friend of mine said, I like the setting, but I can't understand this shit. And handed it to me, and I went, oh man, this looks really cool. And then like 6 months later, he's like, are we going to play it? I go, I don't understand the fucking rules.
Well, it's FGU, right? FGU, so we have.
Yeah.
FGU is always.
Timeline.
Oh,
actually.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Aftermath.
Aftermath was terrible. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, it's really granular with the combat. Fortunately, in fourth edition, a lot of the really granular stuff from the prior editions is there, but it's optional.
Oh, okay.
Or they streamline it, and it plays. I think fourth edition.
Now, have you used any of the published modules, or are you just doing it?
Yes. I do it.
Because More Project has some good little adventures
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I've actually got the whole area set up. I've sandboxed it with
Nice.
some of the various modules. We already did the first one, Liberation Earth.
Remember that one? Yeah.
And now they're trying to repair the damage outside of the And Liz's character is covered in mini moose, and she desperately wants one.
They're awesome.
Is this a hero's journey thing, or
I want an attack team of mini
pieces.
Mini geese.
That's when you can tell when there's a husband running a game for a wife. Like all of a sudden, there's like 100 mini pieces.
Yeah, I
just
don't
somehow magically there was.
Honestly,
They
I don't think
don't.
that's fun.
She doesn't have it.
Oh,
I said
want
she
one.
wants one.
Okay,
I probably.
I'm gonna let you know a secret. They're just gonna get one. So
She almost got one
give her-
last game
Oh.
because the hunter in the group was looking for something to eat and
Yeah, I
out
almost
in the
had
woods.
one barbecue.
And he ran into a mini moose, and I was like, and then Liz will come back to the camp and there'll be like a mini moose on a spit,
Is Tim Schneck in that game? Because that would he would love that. That would be hilarious. He would have killed the mini moose just to show it. There's a
He
dead
would.
mini moose.
I would have had him in the game, but he doesn't like online games.
That's right. Yeah, he does not. True. Well, so you have an online game. How many people do you have playing in that game?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow. So that's what I like about online games is you can actually sometimes when you can't find people because think about Moral Project like you got to find 5 people in the area that play Moral Project,
Right.
but
Right.
if you're online,
You can find it.
Yeah, you can be able to find
Right. I didn't have more than 2 or 3 that would actually, play it live going around here. And the Fialco was desperately wanting to be part of it. So I'm like, we'll just call it in.
Good deal. Yeah, I always liked that. I thought that was one I always wanted to run. That and Twilight 2000, which I never ran that either. I thought I liked those post-apocalyptic world. I liked the setups of them. Now Aftermath, I thought sucked. I had that though. Have you read Aftermath?
Oh, I used to run Aftermath.
Oh my God, how did you run Aftermath? Dude.
I ignored half of the rules.
But that was an FGU game because FGU games always had these meandering rules that just went on. Like, wait a second, I don't need to really read that because they had some. FGU would have some really good ideas. Like I thought their Crossbow, their pirate game sounded good. They had good setups, but then when you got the rules, it just bogged the whole idea down. And we're like, oh my God.
Well,
It's
funny
like
you should mention that because we reviewed Privateers and Gentlemen on the show, and it was interesting.
Do tell.
You'd think with a title like that, it would be about pirates, right?
No.
No.
No pirates.
No pirates.
There are no pirates in
No
Pirates.
private.
No. Well, kind of privateers, but it's really a let's play Napoleonic Age of Sail role-playing game.
Which there's a big, huge audience for.
Oh, yeah, I
obviously.
mean, you had grog tables, you had how to get rotten burrows, sodomy tables.
Oh yeah, obviously. We're talking about the Age of Sail, yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
Rub sodomy in the lash. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
because we were like working with another podcast, so they reviewed 7th Sea, and we reviewed this because we were going to kind of have like a pirate exchange,
you got the
right?
middle of the deal. I think.
And we're like, well, but there's no pirates. How do we run this game with no pirates?
Well, I was thinking
And why are there rules for some?
Why are there rules?
Obviously, to role-play it.
Yes.
Is this where Steve Marsh's speaker comes in? Because,
All right, so last week, Big Ox. Now we were going to role-play that sodomy encounter between you and the. Let's just take up where we left off.
Let's just take that as
And
read.
Bob's
and move on.
character, who rolled like size 3, and he's just this little slip.
Oh
And
man.
No.
Well, I was thinking of Skulls and Crossbones, Skulls and Crossbones. I think that was an FGU game. Now that actually had pirates in it.
Skulls and Crossbones.
Well, yeah.
The Privateers.
But then
I did not know had
Privateers
no. There's absolutely
Yeah,
zero
well, I
pirates.
bet they don't have a sodomy table.
Oh, it's FGU. They might.
You never know. They might recycle it.
FGU games always read to me like somebody who really loved Avalon Hill, but wanted to write a role playing game and just try, kind of stick all because it would have rule 2.4537.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. We were talking about the Dallas RPG by SPI.
Oh.
And Liz was talking about, I can't figure out these rules. I can't understand them. I try to read them and I go to sleep. I don't know why. And I'm like, oh, I do. Me, pick me. Because they read like stereo instructions. That's why.
Right.
Section 2.2.211.211.
I got to the end of the paragraph and I forgot what the first part of the
Yes,
paragraph was.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta read this again.
Okay.
Most FGU games would have been great at half the rule. I mean, really, they needed half the rule. I mean, that's why we talk about Chivalry and Sorcery. I thought there was a great game hiding in there with half the rules. Throw out the other half, and it would have been a really. I thought those Chivalry and Sorcery would have been a great game.
Well, I was gratified when I was researching for Aftermath for the podcast that apparently most everybody online that talks about having played Aftermath did the same thing I did and just like, we'll just ignore half of it.
We're just to take the setting and then everything else.
And yeah, maybe the combat. That's a bit of the combat. It had like 2 pages of flow chart for the freaking combat system.
Yes, it did. It did. Well, so that's what the kind of fun you get with Save for Half is reviews of great rule systems like Privateers and Gentlemen.
We slog through it so you don't have to.
It's something you never have to read ever.
Ever.
We bit the
And you'll
bullet.
be so happy you never read any part of it ever.
I don't know, there have been times we've reviewed a game that we thought was a real stinker. And apparently we were so entertaining that we convinced people to purchase the game.
Time ship.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
why?
No, Time Ship?
Time ship.
I don't know. I don't know that one, I think.
Yep, by Yaquinto.
How about Time Mastery?
Uh,
Did you do Time Mastery yet?
no, not yet.
Oh, Time Ship.
Time ship.
Okay, I don't remember that one at all.
Role play. Yours.
I'm a lucky man. Oh, role play yourself. So, I'm really unqualified for any kind of time thing.
No, you make up your own stats.
Oh,
Be honest.
Oh, of course I
Oh.
am. So 18 strength.
Yeah. How many X seals were playing at my table? I had no idea.
Everyone.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
All these
super combat
scholars,
guys.
yeah.
You know heavy artillery? Really? I didn't know that. It's being 14. Yeah.
Now, see, a better game that did that was Villains of Vigilantes that asked you to do it yourself because you were just a dumb kid that got superpowers. So
Right.
you could say, yeah, I'm a pimply little teenager. Okay, but strike this 7 because you would have superpowers.
Well, and you randomly rolled your
Right.
superpowers. So it's
Which
not
I
like you
always
can
thought that was a
customize.
good. See, I always liked that mechanic because it had the vicissitude of real comic books. You don't know what you're going to get bit. You're going to get bit by a radioactive weasel. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get bit by.
And then you got to figure out how do all these weird random powers you just roll
Okay,
work
I have
together
heat
on a
vision.
team.
I have heat vision. I'm missing my right hand, and I shoot rays out of my left hand, and I can fly. Okay, I don't know.
Fly,
That's
but
perfect.
only
You're
at
missing
night.
your hand
Right.
Because you shot it off with your heat vision when you first used it the first
Hey,
time.
what's on my head?
Well, the reason I said that is I think my brother had a character that was his character.
Oh.
He had a deformity. It was my little brother, not Robert, my other brother. We played Villains of Vigilantes all through the 80s, and he had a character named Mind. We called him Mind Master because I was like, what is a character that has heat vision, no hand, and a ray? I don't know. Mind Master. Like, okay,
Why not?
whatever. Why not? It's nothing to do with his mind, but whatever.
Corbett, when he was running a game of D&D, somebody ended up rolling up like a fire-breathing giant chicken.
I don't remember,
Yeah.
but I could certainly.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could see it.
See, I'm in for that game. That sounds actually pretty good.
Yeah. I always see myself as
Yes,
a,
we actually. One thing that Villains of Vigilantes had going for, I think they had the best scenarios in pretty much any superhero game out there, even better than Champions. I thought their scenarios were.
Oh,
really
well, there were
good.
so many of them, and they were
Yeah,
so
they had tons of
expensive.
them. Yeah.
And I love the covers. They made them look just like the Marvel comics of the era with the whole banners.
We did some good Jeff D artwork and a couple of
Well, yeah,
others where
Jeff
you
D
know,
artwork
yeah.
alone.
And you had the little square guys, the little picture
Little
guys,
counters.
little counters.
Yeah.
I'm a Villains of Vigilantes fan, I have to say. But I have a lot of good memories. Now, most people that I know play Champions, but Champions was too mathy for me. It was too much math and too much min-maxing. Like, okay, I've got to take 3 negatives and 1 so there's all this min-maxing going on. And
yeah.
I just never got into Champions. So, but Villains of Vigilantes would get that spot.
First edition Champions was fine as long as you didn't take it too seriously and try to min-max. But yeah, Especially like by 4th edition, you know.
Power Creep got it, yeah, Power Creep.
First edition, I mean, the rule book was only what,
60 odd pages, yeah, that was it, that's all you needed. But
Those
now-
kids nowadays, they need, yeah.
Now it's like 5th edition, it's like the Dallas phone book with a hardcover.
It was pretty though. I think that was one that had George Perez cover, right? It was really nice.
4th edition had the
Well, George Perez, yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I
It
mean,
was pretty.
what, when you need software to make your character? No.
Wait, where can I show my butt cheeks? Oh.
No,
sure,
you
why
can
not?
show yourself. You can't show your butt cheeks.
No, we gotta do the poster, so. when
We're
you're
doing the
ready.
poster now?
Whenever you're ready. He wants to do it, so just take your time.
Can we do it online or not?
Well, you can show it online first, but then we'll show it over there. What do you wanna do?
Bring it over here. Let's see. All right. So this is a poster that Matt Roberts made for our con last year. He made an incredible poster that we had autographed all the special guests and auction off. And he made another one this year. And this year we're going to have little, I don't know how big they are, little poster size versions we're going to sell to anybody that wants one. So he's not let us look at it. We've had it in the warehouse for a couple weeks and we haven't been able to look at it. He wanted us to all see it together.
Kudos to you for not giving in to temptation.
I did not look.
Temptation?
I did not look. No, I did not look.
But Mike's the devil.
Well, no, yeah, but I did not look. No, I did not.
Do we need to get out of the
He
way?
tells
so
others,
we can bring
so
pictures?
that must be it.
You can make a comment on it like you do about games like Aftermath. Oh, what a terrible poster, Matt Roberts. Whoa. All right.
You're not
What do you got?
taking it, sorry.
Yeah.
Jax, I'm not very mobile, so you'll have to work with me.
All right.
All right.
Let's see.
Drum roll,
And
please.
that is
wow.
awesome. Wow.
Oh, that is
awesome.
Holy crap.
That is great.
There you go.
As you see all the special guest names there.
Wow.
Very
The
so, yes.
colors, the
I love the
psychedelic.
psychedelic posters. So that is awesome. That is great. Well, thank
Ah,
you so much,
what's that, a
man.
book
So-
for me?
Oh, sure.
There'll be the one for, you guys keep at the warehouse, and the one that goes, that everybody signs and goes to the con. And the stewards are on there too. So.
Whoa, they
I think-
are, aren't they?
Hey, I like your jacket, Mike. I got the low budget.
And then,
Where'd you get yours?
Well, thank you so much, man.
you're welcome, and then,
That's awesome.
We actually have something
out of our house.
posters for
Uh-oh.
sale.
so there'll also be 11 by
Oh,
17s at.
nice. Yes.
I would wear that in my sleeve.
If you guys want to number them 1 to 100, we can do that tomorrow
Oh, that's what I
and sell them off. Yeah,
That way people can carry around the convention.
The only.
Yeah.
Right, so if the
Yeah,
commoner
Certainly
wants
compared
to,
Black
yeah,
80, right?
That's a great
Yeah,
idea.
I'll still
You go
take
to
that
Boston.
over that new stuff.
all for you guys.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks,
all the money goes to you guys, so
Made with love.
whatever it takes.
That's
Thank you.
yes. We really appreciate it. And that looks great, man. We've had some great contributions to our con after that this year. So that is really amazing. Thanks.
That is.
Oh, you're very welcome,
So-
guys.
Tenkar here just got a copy of. Oh, that's the Star Frontiers. That's the one that you can't even get anymore.
Oh, wait,
you
oh,
can't?
Really?
No,
wait.
Because
I honestly feel you should put your butt cheeks on and then
because-
kind of.
and then change it to TSAR Frontiers. SAR. Yes. But the first one that came out was actually Star Frontiers.
Well, I
not
had-
genuine.
You
So,
have to show it to me.
we're gonna.
That's a collector's item now. That you can't find that.
And now
Really?
I have signed this, but I did not
They put
write
fences on all the
this.
Guys, that'll look Russian now.
Yes.
There's
So-
Star
Is
Frontiers.
that the one that was sent to you in a PDF?
Yeah, but I have the early printing on this one too.
That's sort of.
Yeah, I did not write this, but if I had,
You're mentioned in it though.
I know.
So I had to
I know.
get you
That's
signed.
why. Listen. By the way,
It's like fatal.
if your
Is this
name,
one the parody?
yes, this is the parody.
Oh,
So, Eric
I
Tenkar did not
literally
write
think you
this.
need to do a ball sack trace out.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
No ball sack tracing on this table, sir. Be good, Dennis.
It's a classic
They
show.
have standards.
Yes.
Love that idea.
Look at our guests here. We have big standards.
Oh.
So what are you running this? You're running Victorious. What else?
That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
we had just special guests. Oh, we're gonna have to rethink this thing. Wow, we're not getting our money's worth here. Whoa.
Hey, we're standing at the table.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Scott.
All right. Sure.
We're in Costa. Cookies. Did we mention cookies?
Cookies and tea.
Your stock is going up.
We
Yes,
saw
you're right.
some oatmeal cookies in the front.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike
stock is
brought
going
them.
up.
Oh.
Through the roof.
They
Nice. I
want
did
to
not
come.
know, so I wasn't touching anything.
What's the scenario this year?
Hell, everybody's playing supervillains who, due to a curse, are casted by hellscape. Because one of them murdered a wizard's niece. Or fiance, I mean, sorry. But they don't know who did it.
So they gotta find which of them
So,
killed the
but
niece.
if they can zap the person who killed them, they get sent back home.
Okay, so it's everybody against everybody.
Yeah.
I foresee lots
And
of
the
backstabbing.
environment. Well, they are villains, you know.
Now, did you do famous villains from the pulps or just original villains?
Mostly original, but some are there, like Hyde, Mr. Hyde.
Oh, okay. Dr. Nicole?
No.
Trying to think of some Moriarty?
No, I
He's too
killed,
smart.
yeah, Moriarty was last year.
Yeah, that's the last year.
Yeah. So
Holmes?
Actually, I
H.H.
think
Holmes?
Ooh, I should have. Yeah.
He's probably burning in hell somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I can't think of any other burning in hell super villains.
Yeah.
They're always so smart, they'd get away during the victory.
Well, he wouldn't have been in prison to begin with.
No,
See,
that's
the
true.
whole wing of the prison that held him was transported.
Ah.
So they're just kind of like, okay, well, how do we get out of here?
One of you really fucked it.
Yeah, I'm going to be passing out cards to everybody in envelopes. So it's like, you look at a card, and if it's a spades or clubs, you were the one who did it. But you got to keep it secret.
Right.
If people know.
So what would be funny is if they open the things and one guy says, "What's clubs mean again?" And then Mike pulls the gun out and shoots him. Shut up.
There you go.
Game over.
Damn you. Well, okay, everybody. Actually, I wouldn't have to. It's like, okay, guys,
There you go. There he is. Killer.
Go get him.
Well, that was quick.
So no superheroes. All
And if there's
supervillains.
multiple, so
Nice.
there's going to be
Like last
multiple
year.
people that have spades in.
Yeah, last year everybody had to try to fight Moriarty. Moriarty.
Yeah, Moriarty must die was the name of it.
Which is there's no way they're gonna catch and kill Moriarty. I mean, did they do it? I can't
Sort
believe
of.
it. Okay.
They find out at the end the guy who hired them was Moriarty.
To clear out the trash of the
And
villains.
to see who was worthy of being
Oh.
hired in Moriarty family.
Smart.
So
He's always playing 3D chess.
Yep. So
Did anybody survive then to join Moriarty's?
yeah, most of them did actually.
I mean, Yellowstone's around. but-
Oh gosh, yeah. When that tunnel under the channel that he was taking the train supposedly to escape to France. The girl who had earthquake powers said, "Well, I'm going to an earthquake to derail the train," and I'm like,
Under the water.
and they're all right in the tunnels. So it's like, is this going to be a TPK? Okay, I'm going to give my whole. See if the tunnel survives. Oh, it barely does. So it is leaking. Hurry up, guys.
The water's spraying. They're spraying it. How about another earthquake? It'll make it work even better. No.
No. She figured out at that point, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that again.
Smart. So we had a donation this year. It was from the first convention we ever had. It was Marshall Hearn donated a copy of Tim Cass' Temple of the Weaver Queen. And it was a DM copy, and on the back cover, everybody that played in it signed it. And you and Mike and Rita were all on there.
Yeah.
So, yes. So that'll be auctioned in the auction this year. Not that you guys can afford it.
Oh,
No,
I mean, I can't even afford to look at it. But yeah, so
If whoever purchases it, will let me take a photo of the back.
you can take a photo right now. I've got it over there. I mean, if you want to take a
These
photo,
times, I've got some stuff I'd like to have auctioned off. Do it sometime. Like
Do it.
Getting every year.
I have auctions every 2 weeks now on North Texas RPG auction page, and they do pretty good. So
Okay, well.
we'll have a Mike Stewart centered auction at some point.
Okay, because I need to clear it. I got some stuff that's worth money, but it's like, I'm never going to do anything with it.
Right.
Sounds like a lot of garbage. I mean, collection. That's definitely.
Time to
So what are your
downsize.
cats doing while you're here?
Well,
Besides
funny
destroying
you
your
should
house.
mention that.
Let's find out.
Oh, cat cam?
Oh, there's a
I
kitty
got
cam.
Oh, beautiful.
2 cat cams
I've
set
got
up.
him.
One's like smoking a cigarette with a beer.
Yeah.
Probably.
I was
They're up
tell-
on the
I was
couch.
telling
Yeah.
her that we were gonna look in. They're like having this party. This is up here.
But they're sniffing catnip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh God, I hope not. The new cat's a mean drunk.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
When it comes to
no.
catnip, she gets that stuff and she's like,
Come on.
staggering around.
You need help.
Oh, one of them's eating at the food,
Okay.
and there's our other cat.
Cat cam's pretty cool.
So yeah, I think, so that our auto feeder must
Can you
have
talk
just
to
given-
them or not?
Yeah,
Oh.
right now sound is off, but I can,
We're afraid if she does,
That might
rush
freak-
up
yeah,
to the
that would
camera and
freak
start
out-
batting at it.
Plus it might freak them out,
That's
like,
true.
is there ghosts in here? Like, what's going on? I think I hear her master's
Yeah.
voice.
yeah, all the cats are in there
Scare
eating
'em.
now.
Get this. Oh, good. So Boomer left something for Avon to eat. Good. That's nice to know.
This is the cat talk portion of our show, folks. Just
Put it
hang
on.
in there.
Yes, cat cam.
There you go.
Live cat cam.
So yeah, I'm glad you asked, because this is the time when one of our auto feeders goes off, so I
Nice.
at least I can see that they did dispense food for them, so that's good.
Liz frets about the children.
I feel bad because when you say stuff like auto feeder, I'm thinking about the big pile of dry food I dumped in a bowl for my cat that I'll be gone 5 days. Is that 5 days worth? Let's
Now,
go
you
5
see,
days worth.
if it was just Avon, that would work. But the other 2 cats, we pile a big bowl, that bowl would be gone.
They would just
by
like-
the evening.
Yeah,
And they'd just be rolling around, throwing up and stuff.
The humans meant for us to eat it all. They meant for us to eat it all. They left it all here. Okay, yeah, my one cat wouldn't do that. She's
Time to binge.
She eats a little bit every day.
Oh,
She
that
doesn't
would be
like coming
so
back.
nice.
Well, we're down to one cat because our 18-year-old cat, Pat, so we went on vacation. We go a month to South Padre Island every year. And my grandson came over for 3 days, check on the cats, feed or whatever. And so he went over there and then he couldn't find the one cat, the older one. Like, she's not very personable. And so we get home 3 days later and I can't find her. I look in the closet. She's in her bed and she's stiff as a board.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no. And I said, I think I figured out why. I called her. I think I know why you couldn't find her. I think she was dead.
so this is supposed to make us feel.
It's a happy story, yeah.
This is the evil part
cat
of.
section of this podcast.
Yes.
Well, no, you should feel better because you have a cat cam. You would know if something bad happened. I had no
Only
clue.
if they died in front of the camera.
Well, if you didn't see it for a week,
Right. She
something's
wasn't
up.
feeding, yeah.
The funny thing was the other cat wasn't concerned at all. It's like, yeah, get rid of that.
And more
The
for
last
me.
one I win. Woo! Thumbs up.
Last cat standing.
She really is a lot happier. I mean, this sad part is, she's like, yeah, I love this.
It's all
It's
my
great.
attention now. I don't have to share.
No, but she really, no, they did not like each other. So she was, yes, claws up, two claws up. Yeah.
So are you sure it was natural?
Not entirely, Mike, not entirely. But I'm not going to delve too deeply because,
Probably safe.
yeah, I really don't want to know the answers.
3 days later, Mike is found dead. Stiff as a board.
Well, she did something the other day. So she sometimes will sleep with me at night. And so the other night, for some reason, she started screaming in my ear about 3 a.m. I'm like, what? Is there a ghost? I don't know what she's doing because she never does that. And so then the next day, Christy said, I think there's squirrels in the attic. Like, oh, she's probably trying to tell me squirrels in the attic, or she heard noises. But then she's been screaming at me every night now. Like, hey, dummy, there's squirrels in the attic. I hear them. I'm like,
Let me up there. I will get
these
them.
squirrels are mean. She would have no chance. Those kind of squirrels are ugly, man. They're ugly creatures. Oh, hello, Mr. 24,000.
24,000 is here.
24,000 TikTok subscribers.
How's your TikTok rating?
How's your
Yeah, we don't
TikTok
do
rating?
that.
Yeah, good idea.
How's the TikTok?
Our clock's fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's an accident.
It was an accident.
It was. I'm just posting on
She
TikTok and
accidentally
people
got
followed me.
24,000.
I'm not even kidding. You can look at my TikTok and you will see that like absolutely
Don't have to
nothing is
defend
like.
yourself.
you're
We're not-
not
I'm just
anybody.
gonna go
Just so we're clear, this is jealousy, not defense. Okay, we're not.
Everybody quit over to TikTok.
Me?
We'll see when I get 24,000
It's okay.
TikTok.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
We could put Mike in those nails. Mike,
Sure.
Absolutely feel the-
bright green.
I'll do it. Whatever for the show. I mean,
I
just need to go
I
find a
bought the
place to
outfit.
be
by the way.
alone and not bother everybody else.
oh, the yoga outfit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm interested.
Okay. So,
So how does this? What happens now?
well, I mean, if
When do
we
we get to see you in it?
well midnight auction, that's what I was thinking.
I'm very interested. Some of the midnight auctions looking up.
Yeah, I mean, how does that work into
Raise how
that?
powerful. So let's say this. I have a brother that dressed in a Speedo.
He's gonna
and
do
a work
birdie
spouse
trick
that
yoga.
dressed in a lobster costume.
I did lobster
and
last
yoga outfits. I'm extremely powerful.
You hold the power. You hold the power in your hands.
I do.
I didn't bring the whatchamacallit,
The boa.
the boa, no boa.
Oh, dude, come on.
Feather boa?
Yeah, I left the feather boa behind.
You can get one of those here.
Well, I'm not even gonna show up. I don't think I don't show up. How can I go on?
I had it attached to a yoga belt, or, you know, so that you
Yes.
could
I've got some
use
good
it
midnight
to
auctions.
stretch where we wanted it
I've
to
got some-
stretch.
All right.
Now, y'all haven't been to the last midnight auctions.
No.
You keep, you know,
It's-
We had to
it's
work this stuff in.
down too loud. It's like a wall of sound.
you were there in the old days when it was just like
Right.
20
Small
people,
room, yeah.
30 people.
20
The elite,
20
the elite.
disaffected hobby people.
Right.
And people could afford, you know, stuff.
That's a good point because
Next
like,
up, we have a
use
$50.
yeah, starting bid $1, $100.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, for a good cause.
Yeah, it's awesome for the convention, and I don't begrudge you guys for it.
No, not at all.
But I
But
mean,
only because
we are outpriced.
So when are you gonna donate back the romance game that you won like 10 years ago?
We gave that to some friends of ours as a Christmas gift. We don't even have that.
Dang
They
it.
were in
I-
need of a
I
lot of
looked-
help,
I can
huh?
look on the- That is rarer than you would have ever imagined.
Well, our friend, her husband is a gamer. She's a little bit of a gamer,
Brian,
but
does
she
he
is
have to
a
keep-
nut for Harlequin romances.
Oh.
And she is so hard to shop for. So when that came up on the map, it's like perfect for
So,
Diana.
so this is an RPG, but not really. It was more of a storytelling game where you took, it was like,
It's a one-on-one.
yeah, that's a good, I like that.
Okay, let me rephrase that. It's two people role play together.
And in this case, this scenario was, one was the pirate captain and one was the captain. You know, which, there's all kinds, that scenario can go all kinds of ways.
Including one or both dying, which I
Which
thought
was
was
weird.
a
Yes,
little
weird.
rough on the romance part,
Yeah.
but okay.
Kinky,
Romeo and
I mean, you know,
Juliet.
But
And
yes.
a spinner. There's a spinner.
Yep.
All good games have a
I have a
spinner.
spinner. Zach Glazer found this game, and the winner is one of these two, which led to some comments. There might have been a couple of comments along the way, but I've been looking at it, I've never found another copy that apparently is difficult. It was
I
rare.
forgot the rest of that story.
Oh dear.
When it was up for bid, Michael Curtis said if somebody bought it, he would run it at the next con.
And so we
So
bought
we
it.
bought it and held him to that.
Oh,
fun.
Yes.
Next year.
He turned it into a sci-fi game.
As he does.
As he does, and he added more people.
Dallas is Space.
Yeah, kind of like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was bedroom adventures. That was the one where we showed up in pajamas with,
I remember that now.
with
Yes.
slippers on and everything. Little stuff Cthulhu.
It's kind of disturbing early days. We'll save that for the books.
Oh, okay.
Let's not get into any details.
I expected that.
Oh,
When you're old, nobody cares, and you can tell the
What
story.
do you mean when we're old?
Older, okay.
Oh, okay.
Older. Really old, really like ancient. We're still young, right? Come on.
Young
Yeah,
guy.
I teach 18
They're gonna do this
19.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I figured.
No, we're not. We're old.
Just stand there.
Yo, man, you don't know history, old man. You don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Oh, okay. And the windows are in here tomorrow.
Well,
We're
they're
terrible
I don't know one president past Obama. I don't care, man.
But they don't work tonight. But they-
Reagan, that's ancient history. Man, that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, I'm hoping to be here most.
Vietnam War, that was fought in the Dark Ages, dude. Come on.
Like swords and stuff.
So.
Oh.
She says, what time was it?
What was this now?
I don't remember. LOL. She said,
Girl, I was like,
LOL.
talking about, 1981, the year Reagan was shot. Reagan was never shot. Yes.
Oh,
he-
wow.
No,
just
he
wasn't
I
killed.
couldn't convince her, but he was around. I'm like, what? He didn't die. Dog.
They don't always die.
He was just shot. Okay.
Oh my God, I don't
This
know how you
wasn't
do
Kennedy,
it, man.
you know?
Just like some days you come home, bang, well, you're at home. You don't have to go anywhere. You just bang your head on the table.
I think the last time I had to bang my head was when I had to explain to the student how to use the index.
Always a toughie. Always a toughie.
And she's like, Google, when you look up the word, rather than type it in,
So I think I
tell
should
you where to
change
go.
mine.
Use this.
I got a great idea. Where I'm going to tell you where exactly. And it's not the index either. That's the funny part. Oh man. Well, I don't know how you have the patience to do that.
Well,
that's a tough thing.
It's the big bucks.
Oh, of course.
If it wasn't
I
for the huge
suspect-
bucks and social prestige of being a college
Well,
professor, I would. Seriously.
Yeah, let me.
Well, you know, the good thing is you could write a book someday and it would be probably
I do. Let me look.
do pretty good. I mean, it would
Dozens of people that would read it, yes.
I got it.
Well, no, everybody likes to read about how the younger generations do. They want everybody else to do it. No matter what generation you are, whichever one's younger is stupid, that makes you happy.
Yeah, they don't know anything. It's like when we were their
Yeah.
age, when we knew everything.
Yeah, when Depeche Mode was big, that's when the things really happened.
What do you mean they're not anymore?
Holy shit. I just saw their concert like 30 years ago. You mean tell me they're not big enough?
Wait, 3, 4, 5, 30 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was it. Yeah.
Mike's greatest con,
Oh, here we go.
whatever you call it, was to get rid of BattleTech and bequeath it to me. So
I seem to recall you begged for it.
I did. No, so here was what's funny. I asked him. I said, "Hey, can I take over BattleTech?" I've never seen anybody happier in their entire life.
That's true. Because he was the beard for the guys who really wanted to play Battletech.
Yeah,
Because we used to have a really
and
crazy policy back then.
Loved Doug to death, but yeah, it was tough.
The
getting
policy
that past
was
that.
you could only run certain games if you were an original
Or
person
Night Valiant,
or a Night Valiant,
or a Staff
which
member.
they've been here every con since the first con. So
Run a
he
game
was allowed to
period?
run whenever he wanted. He could run the romance game if he wanted. You run whatever you wanted. And so because of this, you were used as a beard by other unscrupulous individuals to say, hey, Mike's running a BattleTech game, so it's legal.
So yeah, we've done it 2 or 3 years now, so it's a tradition. So
Right,
So
now,
many down with that.
it's
And then
grandfathered
Gary took
in.
it over and you're
Do I
like,
get a badge?
thank you, bless you. I don't just sit around with people all night and pretend like I love BattleTech.
I gotta be official. I need a t-shirt.
Pretend I care about BattleTech.
Oh, I like BattleTech, don't get me wrong. I just, obviously, I can't really play it very much.
Yes.
But
Okay,
I
so
can
if
come
I've
up with
never-
ideas for it and scenarios and stuff, which is
So if I've never played BattleTech, do I need to get into that? Do I need to go and?
Yes.
Sure, why
Because-
not? It's
Because
fun.
Charlie is super into BattleTech, and I feel like I should check it out.
It's an interesting, it's a fun game. I think
Give me,
BattleTech's
like-
very fun.
Do you have like an overview? Like, what's the
So there's these things called
Robot
mechs. The per people
Robot
jump in.
carnage?
There's giant
I love
robots.
it.
Robots, yeah.
Yeah, you're a giant robot and you're in the giant robot and you have like missiles and bullets and stuff that fire out of
So
it.
if I played Dead Space, that's essentially. Has anyone played Dead Space? Is that
It's
essentially
not
what
really
we're
the
thinking?
same. No.
Okay.
No, it's more like it's more like a tactical combat game, but you're in this giant robot. And so there's all the different robots do.
people's heads off.
Yeah, you,
I love it.
they do different things.
Or
I mean,
jump
that's
up in
Friday
the
night,
air
right?
and smash
BattleTech is
down
Friday
on
night,
them.
right?
Yeah, they do different things too. Some BattleTechs are like faster, some are more powerful. Some, I mean, they all have advantages.
Yeah. Well, that's
Okay.
nice.
I'm into it. I'm gonna come watch on Friday night. I know Charlie. Me and Charlie have gotten. become
Go in
really
there.
close friends. I'm
There'll
gonna
be
come
27 bottles of bourbon on the table.
I was about to say, yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's the
I've heard that. I've heard everyone just like gets drunk and like
Half that
has
many
time in their life.
people, you know, and by 3 hours in, it doesn't matter if you know how to play the game or not. We're at that point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Roll the dice.
Roll the dice and huzzah! Drink. Everybody drink. You died.
It
Drink today.
doesn't have a reputation.
Yeah.
It is basically a drinking game disguised as role playing.
Well,
Whatever works.
Whatever brings them in, man. We're gonna pay you rent in this place.
in my old
I
home,
almost want to say you.
this would be 11:15 right now.
We did our 2 hours, right?
We did our 2 hours.
Nice. And we had a fun time. We had
And we
some
had
guests.
amazing guests
We
throughout
did have
the whole
amazing
night.
guests. Before the stewards even. We had some amazing-
We had some amazing guests.
And the
stewards.
Oh.
And they showed up, and, you know.
Couldn't shake them.
Yeah, they just sat down.
We hinted and we did.
It's like a
We started talking
cross.
about their cats.
It's a crossover though. It's like the talking crit save or die.
We need to have a talking crit save for half. That's what we need. We need to cross. We do need to crossover. What can we do on our talking crit to get the save for half? We gotta have a. We gotta have
What we need to cover
a game
or 2 games. 2 games, same genre, right? Because that's the key.
Okay, good.
And we could
Okay, good.
record it. Fatal.
and then give
This
you
is
the
it.
audio file, and we could put it up. You could put it up. It could be. Look at that. It'll be a real crossover, like when DC Marvel did crossovers.
Guest starring Wolverine.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta have Wolverine.
Get no ratings at all. Don't you just love those 90s comics where Spider-Man is doing something like all of a sudden Wolverine, but what the hell was Wolverine doing this side down? He was already in 8 comics this month, but you know.
Well, because he sells
Hey,
comics.
Webslinger, what are you doing? Schnick.
The late '80s, I was an X-Men guy, so yeah, I bought into all.
Any
I bought an
crossover.
issue of Power Pack.
They had a
Because
Wolverine
guest starring
crossover.
Wolverine, he was in 2 panels.
Well,
Hey,
One
kids,
word
schnick.
balloon.
but it did the job, right?
Hey kids, get out of here, it's dangerous.
Okay.
Was he on the
But
feature
it
on the
had
cover?
Wolverine.
Was the feature on the cover guest starring?
Guest
Wolverine?
starring Wolverine, that's why I got it, because it said guest starring Wolverine. You mess.
Did you feel
So-
cheated?
Oh.
You feel a bit cheated.
But, you know, those 2 panels were.
But you were reading Power Pack anyway, which is
No, I was
negative. Okay.
No, that's why I got it.
And he never bought it
I
again.
wouldn't have picked, I never bought it again.
Okay.
It had Wolverine, so, you know, mission accomplished. Marvel did what they intended, you know?
There, yeah, that was. I would love the days when Wolverine was in pretty much every single Marvel comic at some point or another.
Well, to be fair, in the '70s, it was all just like,
Right, Spider-Man was big. He'd always swing past for Batman.
You gotta swap it out a little bit.
So,
So then, you know, Wolverine would wander into.
Wolverine, Punisher.
I think it was Punisher for a while. Punisher would cheat somebody in front of somebody. Yeah, Punisher. And then Ghost Rider for a while was hot, so Ghost Rider had to ride by. Like, oh, it's Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider was high because,
Hey,
yeah.
he was on fire. He was on fire, Mike.
And the high, yeah.
Like I said, it was hilarious.
Is it? Well, never. We're not going to get into that again. Holy shit. Oh, I'm exhausted. All right. And I'm not. You're right. That's because we have 2 people left on the live stream.
There's nobody's watching.
Sorry, 3.
For the audience of 9.
We had the last half hour. I think once we came up to 11 o'clock, everybody in the East Coast started going. I got to go to work in the morning. What the fuck is
Everybody
people
say
doing?
goodnight. What does that mean? Does that mean?
I think he started talking about, yeah, you did our 2 hours. And everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're shutting down now. Bye.
Bye. We're out of here. Listen, Liz, Mike, thank you. We've been meaning to do this with you. The fact that it was impromptu is even better, but we got to do this. Like I said, a good crossover.
Sounds good.
Without Wolverine. Screw Wolverine. We don't have that Canadian.
Right. Or in our case, without like Skeeter and Zach. We don't want a triple crossover. That would be really disturbing. And nobody should have to deal with that. It did. It really did. Again, huge thanks to Mike and Liz and everybody who stopped on by. And a handful that tried to stop on by. And we're like, oh.
Somebody said it was nice to see Mike and Liz.
Yeah. Who said that?
They did.
Dave. So
sounds like a suck up to me.
we're going to be live every night, usually at.
Tomorrow night's whiskey tasting.
What time is the whiskey tasting tomorrow night?
Is it 9 to go with the
9.
It's later.
It's going to be late tomorrow night. For those that use the Discord server, I won't be doing the Discord hangout. I'll be doing other stuff because I'm at the con.
Now wait, what about Friday? You usually do a show
Friday,
with
Glenn and
Glenn
I.
will be here, right?
Wednesday will be here.
Yeah.
Glenn and I will be doing a live show from here.
No,
Saturday, Rich and I will do Gamers Health, and we'll probably do a con wrap up on Sunday. So,
There's a lot of North Texas this week.
folks, as always, we're in the midst of the world of COVID. You've heard my spiel. Mike and I, we're not your fathers. You might be my work spouse. We're not your parents. We're not going to tell you what to do. Figure it out for yourself. Other than that, be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. Roll them well. We'll be back tomorrow, but tomorrow's a late night. We'll announce it earlier.
I'll take a shower
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Oh, gee.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah. All right, folks. We're out.